We live.
Hey,
Hey,
hello.
what's going
Hello,
on?
everybody.
How y'all doing? Unicorn Lady Tech was first.
Mm.
How you doing? Unicorn Lady Tech. She said hello, TNOG, Turf, and chat. Speaking to everybody, what was that? My man Broke said that's good YouTube etiquette right there. uh, D Miles, how you doing? Hey Soul Family, how's everyone doing? I'm here, Miss Linda, ready for you and Turf. Thank you for being here. Pamela Wilson, how you doing? Said I'm waiting and watching for the TV. You got them emojis on point right there.
Yeah.
uh, hey
How
Maria
y'all?
Graham, how you doing? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. I know it
Thank
just passed, but happy Mother's Day.
you.
Miss Native Cherokee, how you doing? D Miles, what's going on? What's this? What she say? This is going to be a wonderful live stream. Okay, thank you. I hope so. I hope so. Precious SoCal Gardner. Hello, everyone. Hello, Precious. How you doing? Tammy, how
Sage
you
Marie
doing?
is here.
There go my auntie. What's going on? Hey, Sage Marie, coffee and tea. Thank you for being
Hey.
here. I will be in listen. Oh, what is this? I'll be listening in to you while I'm driving. I'm driving. Okay. All right. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you.
Yeah, yeah.
Bobby Wilson. Good evening, Miss Linda, Turf and Gardening Community. Chris White, how you doing? Chris, what's going on? Got Unicorn Lady.
Tammy.
Oh, y'all can yeah, Tammy in the building again. Hey, Miss
Mm.
Linda, Turf and everyone. And then Unicorn Lady says she can hear and see us both clearly. That's good.
Good,
Thank you.
good.
Heartfelt Honey, hello, Heartfelt Honey. How you doing?
Mm.
Miles speaking to Sage Marie. Hi, Lori Hunsacker. Thank you for being here. Game Nerd Mom. How you doing? Good evening, Miss Linda and Turf. Good to see y'all. Good to see you too. Lynette Tucker. I think we got you, right? No? Maybe. I don't know. We'll do it again. Hello, Miss Linda and Turf Therapy and everyone in the chat. Hello, Lynette. Thank you for being here. Latanya Lewis. Good evening, T, Linda, and cousin Turf.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day to your wife. Good to see you all. I know I had I missed the first Mother's Day. I'm here in the
Oh,
States.
oh.
So I missed the first
We
Mother's Day.
kind of talked on Instagram, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sage
Uh,
says she's listening while roasting.
there we go. Britt Mai. Good evening, everyone. How you doing, Britt Mai? She said, I've been busy as a bee. You sure have over there, Native Cherokee. Lita, hello. How you doing? Linda Williams. Good evening, everyone. I made another live. Thank you for making another live. Lita, hello, Miss Linda. Hello, Turf. Hello, gardening friends. Elwanda, good evening, TNOG family. Britt Mine's like, yay, I made a live. Yay. Vicky Owens, how you doing? Hello, Miss Linda in Turf Therapy. Glad to be here. We're glad you're here, Vicky. We really are. Um, Miss Native Cherokee says, I planted 5 different kinds of melon this evening, 2 or 3 of each type. There you go. Sow those seeds because you don't want to just be waiting on one seed. You know,
Definitely, definitely.
spread those spread those oats. How that sweet baby turf terrorizing the household. Yeah, he came out day one terrorizing. I've been calling him a little domestic household terrorist since day one. But you know what? Now he's really coming into his he's coming into his own. He's developing his personality is starting to develop. He's becoming fun. So,
Yeah.
we're enjoying these days. We're enjoying these
Good,
moments.
good,
We really
good. Yeah.
are.
Pete
Yeah.
is here too. Hey, Pete.
What's up, Pete? What's going on, man? I know Pete gonna make sure if anybody coming through eating ham cheese sandwiches, He gonna keep them under control for sure. Britmai, it's been hectic. Glad to be here.
Oh,
I'm glad
good.
you're here too. It sure
Good.
has been hectic. Florence Lindsay, good evening, Miss Linda and Turf. Good evening to you.
Yes. Good
What,
evening. Good
what we got
evening.
this evening on this good
So,
evening?
huh?
What do we have on this good evening?
Um,
What we talking about?
well, well, we have everybody here. So, I think for the last couple of days we talked about seeds transitioning are really to some summer vegetables, um, especially the people like in my zone, you know. Um,
Yeah, it's about to get hot down there. It's
say that. I mean,
about to
um,
get hot down there. This is
yeah,
when you go on Linda videos and be like, I had to get out here early in the morning, and I'm
mhm.
going in the house and sitting down, and I'll be back out this evening. That's
I
what
remember
she.
last year I did a video with the hose on me, because like, bruh,
Oh yeah, like she was
woo,
casting for Baywatch out there.
yeah, yeah. So Chris from Back to Our Roots says it was like 100 degrees in Houston.
So no, that's unnecessary. It's only May.
It's
It's only
May.
no, no. You can
Get
keep that,
ready,
Chris.
huh?
I told Chris he can keep that.
Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. So what I do is I go inside. I mean, I go in the garden early in the morning. I stay there till maybe about 10. I come in and I go back out about 6:45, 7 o'clock. Yeah,
Yeah. So what time does it get dark for you during the summer?
all around 8 ish.
That's good. That's good. That's some good daylight right there.
Yeah,
I know for me in Germany right now, it doesn't get dark until about 9.
yeah,
But if we're having like a really, it's nice. It's warming up. The garden is coming into full swing.
yeah.
My new grass is growing in really nice. So I can't complain with the weather right now. We haven't had rain. We're not scheduled for rain and haven't had rain for the past week, and we're not scheduled to get any for the next week. But I got that drip, so I'm
Got
good to
that
go.
drip.
Got that
Ooh,
drip.
got that drip.
Irrigation is fully installed, so I'm not even
Ooh.
worried. Yeah.
So, when this was Sunday, we talked about vegetables. We talked about 12 vegetables that were organic vegetables, but they had pesticides and chemical residues on them. It's called the
Mm,
Dirty Dozen. This list comes out every April. And
mm,
so we talked about that Sunday, right?
okay.
Yeah. So here's another list, and it talked about vegetables and fruits that you can buy that even though they may have this, but because they have hard skin,
It's easy to
it's
wash
it's
off.
yeah, it's pretty good for you. So
Okay.
like the number one is like an avocado because of the skin is so
Hmm.
thick, right?
Hmm.
Lots of fruits like watermelon and cantaloupes. You wanna highlight some people in the chat?
I can get down there. I think I said Barb said, "Hello, Miss Linda and Turf, and everyone in the chat. How is baby Turf growing fast? I'm sure.
Mhm.
Keep taking lots of pictures since it has warmed up. He's dropping seeds daily now. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
He's
yes.
growing. He's growing fast. Like
Mhm.
he's jumping through these diapers. I promise you." Uh, Miss Native Cherokee, what she say? I need to find the
Farmer
beginning of that.
Q is here. Hey, Farmer Q.
What's up, Q? What's going on, bruh? um, she said I grew them in the greenhouse first from seeds. Now they're in the garden. I want to thank this amazing growing community for all the super helpful tips and advice. Y'all keep me going. That's awesome. She's talking about her, was it melons? Melons, right? She just
Yeah.
dropped a whole bunch of melons.
Yeah.
Britmont says she getting the 80s and the mosquitoes are in full force. That's one good thing I like about Germany. It's not like they don't have mosquitoes,
Hmm.
but I think it's so cold so long
Hmm.
that, and there's not as much standing water out there, that the mosquito population is very bearable. Like you can deal with it. I don't even need to spray any garlic. That little garlic stuff that I used to spray, I don't even need to do that because
Man,
they don't.
these mosquitoes over here, bruh. And they,
they
and
never
they be like, I dare you come outside.
they never went to sleep.
Yeah, shoot, you got to go out there with a baseball bat.
So Pete, that's interesting. He says our main strawberry patch is old and dying back, but I was able to find the younger runner plants all over, so I took them up and put them in the long window planter. So when you say they're old, Pete, how long did it take for that to happen? I've always been curious because I only grew my strawberries for 1 year, and now my parents have them. I have no idea how they're doing. I haven't even asked about them, but about how long, and were they June bearing fruit or
Strawberries are great. They're perennials, and they will last for years.
yeah, so I'm thinking, maybe when he says an old patch, I would imagine you get 4 or 5 years out
Four
of
or
a
5 years,
patch.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what
Yeah.
yeah, what he went through with it.
Hey,
Um,
Food by Faith, how you doing?
Game nerd mom, I never knew that it doesn't get dark here till about 9, almost 10 in the summer here. Yeah, so it's going to be about 10 in Germany when it gets dark when we actually get into the summer. But the thing on the flip of that, we get both extremes of that. So when we get into the winter, it's dark at like 4 o'clock, and the sun doesn't come out until like 9. So it's like dreary, it's cold, it's wet all the time. It is very depressing, I promise you. It is
Yeah.
really depressing. uh,
Okay.
Miss Linda, you really teaching me. Will I eat some eggplant from my garden for dinner? You turned me into a gardener. Thank you. Love you. Florence Lindsay.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you. Thank you, baby. So another vegetable that we grow that is really good, and you will not find that many pesticides or residue on them, is onions. Onions. And that's probably because we peel a lot of that away, right? You think?
yeah. Uh, well, I mean, maybe it's just, is it saying that they don't traditionally use a lot on those crops? And to me, that would make sense if you don't use a lot of pesticides, herbicides on those crops. Well, I don't know about the herbicides, but for the pesticide, it would
Right.
make sense because you
Pesticides.
use onions to deter so many pests. I don't think
So
onions really have a huge pest out there that I
so
know
so listen, this is what they say. They say
of. Okay.
we shared the 12 dirty dozen, and they say these are supposedly organic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they are not grown with chemicals, but they have residue of them on them. I don't know how the residue get there,
Right.
but I don't know, maybe it's that's in traveling or just
Yeah.
handling um,
Yeah.
um, in a warehouse. I don't know. But what they're
Yeah.
saying about these vegetables I'm sharing today is because of their thick skinned, it will be more safer for us to go to the store and purchase these, and probably won't have to worry about pesticides or
Yeah.
residues, simply because we remove the thicker layer, and these vegetables and fruits have thicker skin.
Yeah, I would argue that probably in most practices and cases with these pesticides, if
Mhm.
they're being used properly, and or even if like a residue got on them, yes. The caveat to that though is we absorb things like from the biggest organ that we have, which is our skin, right? So
Exactly.
depending on what it is and how long ago it happened while it was still actively growing,
Hmm.
in some circumstances, it can get into the root of that plant
And
where
I
it doesn't
agree.
matter if you rub the outside, it's in the plant.
It's right.
Not saying that to scare you. I'm just saying,
No, 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 no. But what they're saying is that because of the thicker skin, and usually we don't eat the thicker skin, we take it off
mm-hmm,
or we peel it away,
right,
that it's more likely that you don't have it on it,
right. I'd agree
even
with that.
after washing. But
I can get with
listen,
that.
the number one fruit on the Dirty Dozen list,
Okay.
okay, listen, this fruit was grown organically, but it had residue of pesticides. That number one fruit was a strawberry.
Wow.
And
Wow.
it kind of made me think about this, is that a strawberry is the only fruit that have their seeds grown on the outside of the fruit. But that was the number one fruit on the Dirty Dozen list.
Yeah,
So
I'm oh,
Google the Dirty Dozen food list. Google it.
I'm on I'm on it
I
already.
know you are.
Yeah. I'm over here
And they're
looking
gonna
at.
show you that list.
So that's what they do. So they take all these samples, they bring them in house,
Yeah,
and
but
they
look
just
what they
test.
say now. This is not necessarily vegetables grown with pesticides.
Mm-hmm,
This is just the residue of
mm-hmm.
pesticides. And they say, like, the strawberry had more than 76 different types. And that's why I think it's so important. If you love strawberries, grow them yourself.
Yeah. So
Now, this is what we talked about Sunday.
okay, yeah. I mean, I like it. This is an interesting topic to dive into. I
It's
think even
very,
with these, they're not like if these things are grown organically, I would imagine that it's happening during processing.
yes.
Um, and you would argue like, why would that be happening, right? Because I know, let's talk about like just the USDA world of processing meats. And I only know this because of particular family members who work closely in this industry.
Hmm.
Whenever they, let's say they do a run of chicken, they do a run of chicken and the chicken is labeled to be inorganic. The only thing they're supposed to run through that processing facility and through those that pieces of equipment that day is supposed to be inorganic. And then it goes the same way with organic chicken that comes through. Everything that ran that day is supposed to be organic
Okay.
chicken.
Right.
But we as humans were fallible, right? So like maybe somebody didn't clean the equipment the right way, or maybe a
Mhm.
batch got mixed up with another batch, and rather than we're going to throw away $1 million for the day, we're just going to assume risk and slap a label on it and keep it
Keep it
moving.
moving.
I would
Hmm.
imagine that's probably what's happening in these circumstances. I mean, even if the farmer themselves grew the vegetables and they're using the same bins and or same transporting devices without cleaning them in between transporting,
Hmm.
some residual can get off depending on how how often that like transaction happens. So
Yeah.
growing your own food is typically the best. Unfortunately, everyone can grow
It
strawberries.
cannot.
You don't have the climate to grow your own strawberries or bananas or avocados, and
Right.
unless you're in the zone that's just going to make that happen. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's what I say, is that if you can do this for yourself, then do it.
hmm
But we know that we cannot grow everything that we love or that we do consume. We just don't. We cannot.
right. There you go. And Game their mom, she hit it on the head. She says
Hmm.
as long as the pesticide is not systemic. A
Mm-hmm.
systemic pesticide is meant to go into the plant
Right.
and get into the root of the plant. And now it's pretty much inside of it all. So you got your
Right.
contact pesticides, and then you got your systemic pesticides, no different
Right.
from herbicides. Contact and systemic. As long as that pesticide was not meant to act within the plant, be systemic in the plant, penetrate the walls of that even thick-skinned plant, fruit,
Mm-hmm.
vegetable,
Mm-hmm.
you're good. Just
Yeah.
wash it off. But
But
if
then
it was,
also, as I see, like people, we talked about this ready, and it says washed, already washed greens, collard greens in a bag. And I see women just shake it over their pot in their stove, no washing. That is scary to me.
yeah,
You
yeah.
have to think that everything needs to be cleaned. You
Hmm.
know, it,
You would think, right?
I would think, I would think,
Well,
you
let
know,
me tell you. Let me ask you this: have you been in people's house that you wouldn't eat their dish if it came to the potluck?
yes,
So it ain't no different. It
yes.
ain't no different.
I'm a vegan baby, and I just ate.
Yeah, I just,
I just ate, girl.
yeah,
I just ate.
yeah. When I first come to when I move to a new unit and they do a potluck, I usually don't partake that first potluck.
Or I
I
do.
want to try
You
to
know what I
look.
say? You know what I said to her? Who cooked that? Who cooked that? No,
Yes,
no.
but it doesn't matter to me because everybody's new unless I know someone
Oh
there and
yes,
have
yes,
visited
yes,
their
yes.
home. Me and Quita, we went to one of my old. This is back when we used to live in Texas. We went to this dude's house for some type of event, and when
Scary.
we got there, we were just like, I don't think I'm eating anything that was prepared in this house. And we didn't. We ate our food. My homeboy Adam came there. I ate his food because we've been in his house. Anyone who brought food,
Hmm.
I ate their food that I knew, and I'd been in their home. Everything else, I was just like, nah, I'm good.
So you see, and that's a lot of times, even when going out to dinner, to restaurants. I really have backed up off of that. I really have, because
With
people,
that, I'm sorry. You said
they,
the
huh?
restaurant. You said the
Hmm?
restaurant.
Yeah, restaurants. Oh, mm-mm. No, baby. I'm gonna do the cooking. You gonna come over here, and we gonna have a good time. Bring the guava, baby. Bring the guava. I got the
Woo!
food. you know, I can't
That is
do it.
funny.
I can't do it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Look at Sage Marie said, "Who is not washing greens?" I
Yeah,
know,
nah.
Sage. It's
I
crazy to see people do that. I just don't get it.
So I got, what, I'm gonna drop this little nugget for people. Something that I started doing when I'm harvesting my salad outside, right? I got this it's like a coriander. Really it's not a coriander. It's the inside basket to my lettuce dryer. You know the
Right.
things that you can get and then you
Spin it.
so I go out there, right, and you spin it, right? I
Hmm.
go out there with that basket though, and I harvest all my greens and I put
Right.
it in that basket. And then I go over to my spigot
Hmm.
and then I give it a good rinsing, two,
Hmm.
three rinsings, moving it around.
Yeah.
What I find that it speeds up my process when I get in the house. So when
Exactly.
I do that outside, you know,
Yeah.
get as much water off it as possible, bring it in, then I do three more rinses. I do my initial rinse, cold water, nothing but water. Second rinse, cold water, nothing but water, pour it off. Third rinse, and then I also put a splash of vinegar in there as
Right.
well. And then I mix it up real
Good job.
good.
Good
And then
job.
you
Yeah. Well, I
rinse it
always
out.
rinse
And
everything outside, and I use that water and feed the
mm-hmm.
plants. Or sometimes
there,
I
you,
just put it in the super juice.
there you go. There you
Good
go.
water.
Yeah.
Good water.
Yeah. I
Hey,
watched
so
that
good,
thing.
gardener.
Hey, what's going
Hey,
on, Southern Garden?
you missed a
So,
lot of
oh,
conversation.
JT, GT is here too. GT Junior,
Hey,
Rosie,
man.
what's up, man? I don't see you on the screen, but I see somebody talking to you. So
Yeah. You
October
gotta go up, Turf. You gotta go
October
up.
October Opal slid in here as well.
And
And Dale
Dale.
is in here. How you
Yeah.
doing? Love grow green garden. I'm allergic to red watermelon. That skin is very thick. Really? You're allergic to only red watermelon? So you can eat like yellow watermelon and orange flesh watermelon?
Who
That's
said
interesting.
that?
Um Love grown green garden says that.
Oh, okay.
Um Hello in the chat, getting my walking and listening. Yeah, take stretch them legs, old man. Stretch them legs.
Who that is? Who said that?
uh, GT Junior grows it in Alaska. Grows it
Oh,
Alaska.
mhm.
Barb Brownlee. She said, Miss Linda just made 2 more gallons of super juice this evening. Go
Good,
ahead.
baby. Good, good.
Renee Hall. Good evening, Miss Linda and Turf and everybody. Good evening to you. Uh, what is this? Raketa? I think that's Raketa.
Yeah.
Raketa Harris.
Mhm.
How you doing? She says, hello, Mrs. Linda and family. Hello. Audacity Dawning. How you doing? Hey,
I was
TNOG.
over there. He was showing his little rabbits. They looked like little rats.
What are you going to do? You going to eat them?
I don't know, but they were doing the process. I was cleaning vegetables in the sink, and they looked like little rats. But I think he kind of did a process as they grew. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So rabbits give live birth, right? Yeah, they give live birth.
yes, yes,
So maybe
yes,
that's just how they look when they're little. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Grace the Garden, how you doing? Good evening to you as well.
Hey, baby, hey,
That food
Angelique.
by faith. That was food by faith.
Yeah, that was food buffet. Yeah.
This is why I think it's. She says, "This is why I think it is hard for everyone to say that there are organic growers because we truly do not know what is in the soil, etc." I mean, it's hard to say that. Well, I hear where you're going with that, and this is one of the reasons why I really like to get a soil test when you're coming into an area that you don't know what's been there and who's done what to it.
Mhm.
But I digress. I beat that.
So
That's a day.
another thing, let me say this: if you purchase a seedling from a big box store,
Mm. Don't do
that
it. Don't do it.
seedling,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
really, just say that
Don't.
seedling is not organic.
Why
Period.
you do it? Why you do it?
But
Why
it's
you?
true. I want to
But
give you the
some. Oh well,
truth.
hold up, wait. But some nurseries.
Not unless they say it. But
I'm
other
about to say
than
I've
that,
seen organic label on some starts.
I've never seen organic label at the
Big
orange or
box
the blue.
store? No,
Big
I've never
box store.
seen
I said the big box store, the orange and the blue. I did. I've never seen it. And if you did, I want you to know they put slow release fertilizers in there so that plant could look big and beautiful and green so we can buy it. It's all about this, my love. I'm
it.
just saying now. I'm just saying it's true. You know,
And
you do as you do because that's your garden. Remember, Miss Linda always say, your garden is your garden, baby.
it's
Do
true.
your thing, and I'm gonna do mine. you know, but
Angelique Dupree, blessings TNOG and Turf in chat. Blessings to you.
blessings to you, sir.
I've worked in a okay. Game Nerd Mom Garden says I've worked in a processing plant before. They do clean
Mm.
them, but it's like a little spirit spritz of water, and that's it. I can do it. I need some vinegar and water, some lemon juice, or something. She said
You
I
see,
can't do
we
it.
gardeners, we know the bugs that be in our greens.
Mm.
And just saying now, y'all shake them bags over that pot. Somebody gonna have a little cabbage lupus.
Latanya, Latanya Lewis says, I'm always fasting whenever there was a potluck at work. They stopped inviting me.
I love it.
He
That's a
said,
good one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
man.
fasting.
I'm
I'm,
fasting. I'm fasting this week.
I'm fasting.
I love that.
I thought I saw you eat something. No, you ain't see
No,
me. It wasn't
not me. Mm-mm.
me.
All I'm drinking is water. Yes.
He said, Pete said, I had a no workplace potluck policy back in the old days. Someone was eating something and found a cat hair. He meant
Oh my
hair, like the hair. I was done at that point. Yeah. Oh, then he came back cat hair.
God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is enough.
No, I can't do that. I can't do it.
What we got here? Uh, does anyone use? Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure it jumped on me.
Okay.
I washed my greens 4 times. I grew them all myself, so I couldn't imagine not washing ones from the store. Absolutely.
Yeah. Any
Uh,
produce we get from the stores, we should always wash them with vinegar, lemons, or salt, or all
Hoyt,
three. you know.
Hoyt, take us out there with you. Take us out there with you. Hoyt Robinson says, literally had to pull myself from the garden to catch your live. You go back out there. Just put the phone on. Just listen. Go back out and take us in the garden with you. Speaking of watermelon, Game Nerd Mom says, that orange sweet glow has been on my mind heavy. Hey, you just put me on something. I never even heard of that. Orange sweet glow.
Yeah,
Orange,
yeah. Hey,
is that,
Nikki. Nikki's here.
hey, Nikki. I brought up the street from you, Mama. Watermelon.
Mm.
Orange sweet glow.
So,
Orange glow. Orange glow
yeah.
water.
Hey,
Oh,
mommy time.
that looks good. Oh, that looks good. Okay. All right. Let me get back to the chat. I need to see. I need to see. So Kifa says, does anyone use gypsum in their gardening along with garden lime or in place of garden lime? I've noticed right after I stocked up on pelletized gypsum that the prices have gone up quite a bit. You know, everything in the fertilizer world, period, whether if it's even the fertilizer or not, has gone up in
I
price because
spoke
the raw
about that on one of my videos, man.
yeah, and the reason why is because
Hmm.
the raw materials are harder to get nowadays, and with that, that's a price. That's a price increase. So that's
Right.
why we're. But as far as using gypsum and lime, I don't. The only place I use lime because I know I need to use it
Hmm.
would be in my containers.
Containers.
Use
Right. Hmm.
and the reason why is because usually, well, my water the water that I had, my city water, was a little bit on the acidic side. So then I used the lime to bring it back as like it was more so like a thing that I did to keep the soil balanced.
Hmm.
Now, I didn't put anything in containers back then. I mean, nothing was in the ground back then. So that's why I did it.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I would caution you to use lime in your in ground beds, though, unless you know you have a need for it.
Right. Right.
um, because you can end up locking up nutrients, shifting your pH too much.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, but it's you know
It's possible.
it's
It-
possible.
It's
So
possible. Yeah.
if you're unless you're doing it from experience and you kind of know what you're working with,
Hmm.
I would make sure that you're using that product. Because here's the thing: you go on YouTube and you go on Instagram. There's a product for everything, and it swears
Exactly.
it's going to fix your problem, right?
Yes.
But most of the problems start and originate within the soil. If it's lacking of or it has abundance or a too much of a certain thing.
Hmm.
But if you don't know what that thing is, you're just kind of swinging in the dark. Now, if you like
Right.
swinging in the dark and spending money and hoping for the best, hey, do your
Swing
thing.
on.
Do your thing. But if you want to know, just spend an extra 30 minutes of your day, go to the extension office, ask them about soil testing, they'll educate you, get one done so you can make
What about the
data
soil testers
decisions.
I see over at the big box store? They have some soil tests over there.
They do, but the problem with those soil tests is a lot of them aren't using. I'm not saying that they're useless. I'm saying they're not using testing practices
Hmm.
that are widely accepted amongst the testing community. And the issue is when they give you your ratios back, you don't know where the I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible without boring anyone, but let's
Yeah.
say there's a baseline. There's a baseline for everything. It starts somewhere.
Right.
And we don't know what that baseline is because a lot of
I-
those box testings, they have like their proprietary
Well, I
technology.
seen that they only had the NPK. That's it. You get
Right. And then
nothing
even
else.
then, is that readily available NPK to the
Mhm.
plant, or is that just what's in your soil? Because those two
Exactly.
things mean they mean something different.
Hmm.
That's why I say you just go to your extension office, and not only if you don't know how to read it, which I promise you can do it. If you don't
Yeah.
know how to read it, they will help you
Yeah.
understand it. But usually, it comes with literature that explains and breaks everything down.
Yeah.
And that just saves you money. You're just not out there buying gypsum and applying it just because some guy on YouTube told you this is how you get the biggest tomatoes. You put 3 tablespoons of gypsum,
Yeah.
1 tablespoon of bat guano, and then 3 tablespoons of black cow, and
Yeah.
boom, you're gonna have the biggest tomatoes ever.
I'm gonna tell you what I saw this lady do. This lady was planting a tomato. She got an egg, she cracked it and put it in the soil.
Mm-hmm.
She took a
Wow,
banana. Look, she took a whole banana.
the
She
whole
didn't,
thing.
yeah, didn't open it or nothing. Just put it in there. Got a
Mm-hmm.
handful of what you call that white stuff? Shoot, man.
Sugar, flour.
No, not sugar. No, it's supposed to be
Grit.
from the mountains and somewhere and rock dust. Rock dust.
Oh, some rock dust, some ground
Yeah,
up
she put
rock
some
dust.
rock dust in there, right?
Okay.
And then she put her plant in there. She said
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna grow the biggest and the best tomato ever.
Mm. It may.
It may.
That
It
doesn't
may
mean it has anything to do with
do
any of the
with
things.
that egg or that tomato. I mean,
That egg, that
banana.
tomato, that egg, that banana, and that rock dust, in order for that stuff to become available to the plant, it needs to be digested by the microbes and then pooped back out.
Exactly.
How long is that going to take? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I can tell
Right.
you it probably is going to be longer than the lifespan of that tomato.
Right. Right. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Oprah. As a Mike, you seen it too.
As might,
It was
as
a
might.
it was a TikTok video. I'm looking at it. I'm like, girl, you should take that egg and go fry that egg. Stop.
I mean,
Shoot.
there's some hacks. There's some genuine hacks out there I've seen. There,
As a Mike. Look, everybody's saying as
yeah,
a Mike.
that's my yeah,
Right, right, right.
yeah. Oh, someone
Because
else said
it's
bone meal,
crazy. It's
bone
crazy the
meal.
things that people do.
Oh,
You know,
now that we're on that, I'd like to say, hey, if you're using granular, like if you're using blood meal, bone meal, what's another one? Any granular fertilizer in your garden, you're
hmm
wanting, you're going to introduce that into your garden. Do
okay.
it now. Do it now in the early spring
hmm
because do it now, supplement with liquid feeding, whatever that is, a stink or something like that, because that bone meal and that blood meal won't be available for about 2 to 3 months.
Great. And it'd be
It,
great for the fall, huh?
it could be ready within a month depending on your temperatures, but it
Right.
needs to go through a process to start releasing to that plant. If that's your cup of tea, what you can't do though is say, oh, it needs to be fed now and then put it straight and it's not ready. That's like trying to give me a steak that's raw and it's not ready to be eaten, but you're telling me here's your food. You got a whole steak. No, it needs to
Right.
be cooked first. So if you're using those things, those organic fertilizers that are extremely slow release and depend on the microbial activity to release it
hmm
into a plant soluble form, put it in now, put whatever the serving you need for that plant now, you supplement along the way, and I promise you, you will see when your plant starts actually using
Right. Right. I want to say hello to Myra. I seen you, my sister. I seen you, my baby.
it. Yeah,
Hey,
Myra.
Myra. So
Yeah.
somebody was saying something about sardines. Now
So
I know that Kelvin from So Good Gardener used sardine. So if Kelvin, if you're still here, tell us what you thought of the sardines. What happened? Because I would have thought that probably been pretty good in some ways. Only thing I thought about it is that they wasn't they were cooked. You know what I'm saying? So if Kelvin, if you're here, tell us what was the outcome of your vegetables growing with sardines in the soil? Because Calvin did that. Myra. Oh, let's see what Myra say, Turf. You see her?
Uh, no, I was reading. Oh yeah, okay. I used Myra McLean. I was.
Mm.
Let me get this one first.
Okay.
I
Okay.
had eggshells, bananas, and bananas to my soil, but mine is dehydrated. They turn into power first. Yeah, and that so the eggshells, that's a good source of calcium and a
Right.
good source of like grit for your worms too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing with those with that eggshell calcium stuff because of the structure, the hard structure of those eggshells. They're just not. It's not. If you're doing things like that, keep doing. Look at you. You got an old
Did you
OG.
see that? I found it in my calendar.
My goodness. Um, what
Let's
was it?
take a taste of this one, baby.
Yeah, just keep keep doing it. Keep doing it because I'm not telling you it doesn't work. It definitely does work. It gets after what
Woo!
after, but it doesn't happen overnight. The best case scenario is you see results, and I'm talking about things that are formulated for this, like blood meal, bone meal, and stuff like that. On your best case circumstances, it may start becoming available portions of it 3 weeks in the most optimum condition. 3 weeks. That's with the right amount of moisture and heat for the microbes to break it down.
Right.
All right. So now we're going to move to
Guava
um,
family? What about a guava?
I
Go ahead.
I I ain't got nothing in this hotel room.
There's a song here in New Orleans that said, "Oh, it ain't my fault." You heard that song before?
Yeah.
Okay. Guava,
That-
y'all. So this
that's,
is Turf. What is the name of this one? Do you know?
I don't remember that. That's such an old. That's like, is that
Man,
a
this
first
stuff, this
run
stuff
or
may lay me out there, huh?
is that a first run or a second run? I
I
don't
think
remember
this
what
is
batch
this is
that was.
something that Turf made. Turf made this.
Yeah, but I don't remember what batch it was. I don't
Let
even
me
remember.
taste it.
I
Let me
know it was old
taste
enough. It is yeah, you done had her for a minute.
it.
Was it
Ooh.
put the hair on your chest?
Ooh, we're getting like Jody.
Yeah.
Ooh. Woo. Oh Lord.
Yeah, GT. Yeah. So GT said I thought it was 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, it could be 2 to 3 weeks, GT. It could be.
Ooh.
Pete said, why is this conversation making me hungry? Banana peels, though. Banana peels, they're an exception. You can get what you need out of them in a short period of
Yeah.
time.
Hey,
Doesn't
Dolores and Tony. Hey, baby.
Hey, Dolores and Tony.
Bravo, y'all.
I just talked to another day. So Myra says, I used a lawn service this year. They claim they use corn syrup as an organic corn syrup as an
Yeah.
organic
Well, like
fertilizer.
I use molasses sometimes in my garden. Sometimes I do.
No, corn syrup as an organic, corn syrup as organic as a fertilizer and weed control. I got real thick
Oh,
grass and weeds. Is this legit?
oh. Mm,
No, not as they're marketing it to you. First of
mm,
all, it's not going to control any weeds. Corn syrup is not going to control any weeds. It's just not. What it may do though, what it could do at whatever rate they would need to go at it with,
mhm.
it could stimulate the microbial activity of what's going on for the mic for your soil profile, and in turn increase production of releasing available nutrients that's already in your soil for your grass, and then help it look a little better. But I would argue that's probably going to be negligible. Nah, I'm not buying that. If you want, email me their name. I'll do a little bit of research on them and get back to you if you want to send it over to me.
Game nerd mom, read what she said to her.
Game nerd mom.
Yeah. She
So
said,
true.
now apologize, Turf.
You knew that burned. Why you do Miss Linda like that?
Oh, no. Miss Linda wasn't gonna swallow that anyway. I'm gonna drink it. It's mine. It's mine,
man.
baby.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Corn syrup ain't organic, nothing. That too.
I'm a big girl.
Well, corn syrup can be, but yeah, it nowadays I doubt it is. It could be organic though, but I doubt the corn that they're getting the syrup from was grown organic.
You said corn syrup ain't organic, nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
Says
come through with the no limit soldiers. It ain't
my fault. That's right. Yeah, but it's good, but I mean, it's got a little burn, but I
don't even remember what
it don't burn like it used to burn, but it's still, it's got a little something.
I need to stir up another batch when I get back.
Why not? You haven't.
I've been so busy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that. I've been busy. So, but now I got my life back. I kind of feel like that 3-month project was no joke. Yeah. I'm just telling you, I didn't even. There's so much I didn't record because I just needed to get it done. I did a 5-man job all by myself over the course of 3 months.
Right.
But it's all done and it looks really good. And the neighbors are coming by and they're like, yeah, you can just see it in their face. Like,
yeah,
they're looking like, man. Yeah. one of my neighbors, they said, he speaks English. He's like, it looks beautiful. It looks so beautiful. I was like, it's just dirt right now, man.
Like, just wait.
It's so smooth. It just looks.
So the thing about New Orleans, and I hear some people, some person asked me, think about New Orleans. There's 3 things that, if something is going on in New Orleans, there's 3 things that will be present. One is music. Mm-hmm. Always music, right? The second one is food. There will be food. And the third one is alcohol. So let me just say this here. I'm 65. Everybody know that, right? As of today, I don't have any medical problems. None. Praise the Lord. None.
Claim it.
Hey, yes. So I can do this all day if I want to. But anyway, but it's all good. Hey, Regina. Hey, Miss Linda and Turf. Good to see you. Good to see you, baby. Veggie Farm Baby's here. Hey. Where you at, Turf? You see her?
Hey, Veggie. Hey, Stacy. What's going on? Now, I was looking at the Save a Tree place that Maria sent me on this little dog hunt over here. I got it pulled up. I'm looking at them.
October said hurricanes. Yes, she talking about the alcohol. It's alcohol.
Yeah, that hurricane. Look, hurricane used to. When I was learning how to drink when I first joined the military, because I never really drank before I joined the military. When I was in San Antonio, Texas, there was this pub we used to go to. And I get this hurricane at the end of the night. And that was probably the worst thing to do. Really, I should have started out with a hurricane because there's so much in that daggone hurricane. I would never hold it down. I would throw it up every single night. It would be a hurricane, all right, all through the daggone bathroom. I paid to clean out about 3 different cabs. Like
Oh no. Oh
them
no.
things strong.
So say yes, please stir up. Wait a minute, stir up a batch so I can finally try it, please and thank you.
So when
She
I come
talking to
back,
you. She talking to
yeah,
you.
when I come back, I'm gonna get my license to sell wine because it's really easy to do
Yeah,
if you didn't know this. But yeah, I'm gonna get a license and I'm gonna sell some.
yeah.
I'm gonna make them and I'm gonna sell it. Sure am.
Yes, Chauncey, daiquiris. Yes. Jody, that's her stop on Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Turf, tell me about knowing when to plant your vegetables. Like, I think some people with short seasons, and they're looking at like maybe a zone 6 or 5 or so on, and they're looking at other family members here, and they want to grow the same things. And tell me about that.
um well, first of all, I tell you like this. My man Aman Dan permaculture. I
Hmm.
say sometimes when I go over to this channel, I say, I'm sick of you, Dan, because he's out there growing all these things that every person
Callaloo, callaloo.
he growing it all.
That's
If
my
you want
favorite
to
though.
grow it, right? If you want to
Mhm.
grow it, he can do it in his zone, and it's because of where he lives. He lives almost down in the Everglades. Well, is that
Right,
the Evergreens,
the
right?
Evergreen, Everglades,
Deep
far
Everglades, I think,
deep.
but deep in Florida, where he has this subtropical climate to where he can get away with a lot. His winter is perfect for cool season crops. So I say
Tomatoes.
all that
He
to
grow
say
tomatoes.
is, yeah, he grows tomatoes. I say that to say when you watch someone like that or you watch someone like Linda, but then you live in the upper 50 states,
Hmm.
you're up in the northern region. You
Hmm.
can get away with some of that stuff, but one of the things that you need to understand is how many, when it comes to a warm season crop, like if you want to do tomatoes or peppers or onions, you need to understand on the back of that packet that it says, okay, well, first, let me back up. You need to understand that there's two different types of crops. There's a
Okay.
warm season crop and a cool season crop.
Okay.
I started gardening for a strong 6 months and did not know that there was a difference between the two.
Right.
So first, educate yourself on warm season crops and cool season crops. Once you understand that, then take a look at your climate.
Hmm.
are your winters are your winters very harsh? Are they very harsh and long? Are your summers timid, tempered a little bit? Or are they extremely warm and
Hmm.
hot? And kind of look, so now you understand your climate. Okay, I have a climate that's probably better for cool season stuff, or I have a climate that's better for warm season stuff. And understand that is just because it's a warm season plant doesn't mean that it wants to be planted in the dead heat of the summer.
Right.
Warm season plants usually want your soil temperatures to be somewhere around 65 to 70 degrees, no warmer air temperatures than 90, 95. There's no plant that really likes those conditions. And then your lows at night, it stays well above 65 degrees. That's what a
Hmm.
warm season plant loves. A cool season plant does not like really anything over 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And then your evening nights should stay somewhere between 40 and 50 degrees.
Hmm.
So remember that. And then the next thing that you need to look at is if I have a tomato plant that comes to maturity in 120 days. Now that's a really long time for a tomato plant. Usually it's somewhere around 90 days. But let's say it says 120 days and it's a
Hmm.
warm season plant and you're someone like GT Junior in Alaska, you may not have 120 warm
Warm
season
season
days
days.
to
Exactly.
grow that plant.
Right.
Now we're talking about this without saying the word, but the word that I'm referring to, the time, the thing that I'm referring to is growing degree days. Now, if you want a little bit of homework to do for yourself, look it up. And essentially, all it means is if it's a warm season plant that is looking for it to stay in those parameters that I just talked about, right? Where your soil temperatures are somewhere between 65 to 70 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Your night temperatures, your evening temperatures aren't dipping below 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and your day temperatures isn't creeping above 95 degrees Fahrenheit. That's prime for warm season. And look to see how many days do you have like that during your calendar growing season.
Right.
And then that's when you'll find people doing things to get around it, like me. I don't really have the longest warm season growing season. So, you know what I did? I started a lot of my warm season stuff indoors
In, yes.
4 months ago.
Right. Mm.
That way, when I put them outside, I
Mm-hmm.
already have 60 growing days on them in the climate that they want to be in. And now I have another 90 days left in my season. So now I can give me a harvest for sure.
Right. I think I seen one of your videos and say, don't forget to harden off those babies or something like that.
Yeah, little shorts I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
and that's the thing. I was talking to a beautiful young lady. We're friends. We're supporters of each other here and on TikTok. Her name is Rhonda Moffat. So Rhonda had a little live today, and she was talking to me about growing, onions and how her onions did not get a bulb. And so I was telling her, yes, we can grow the same vegetables, but we must grow them at a different time.
Hmm.
Our growing season is different. And that's why we have to grow them at different times.
Yeah, I was having this conversation with Broke and Farmer Q, and I was telling them, I'm trying to get to South Carolina. I'd really like to get there. That's where my parents are. That's where my brother is about to be. I got family. My wife's family is right up the street in North Carolina, and her mom's in South Carolina. So like that's just going to be a good place for me to be at this point in our life. With that being said, I told them I'm not I'm not growing. I'm not actively growing anything
Hmm.
July and August. July and August, I got cover crops in. I'm not fooling with it. I'm not even going to try to do it.
Right.
But I will grow throughout the winter and
Hmm.
early spring because
Okay.
it stays so warm that I can capitalize on because when it's that hot, all the pests are awake. Every last single one of them, they ready to eat, they're ready to do business. I'm not fooling with it. I'm gonna let them have it for
Hmm.
July and August. So anything that's out there, I'm just harvesting, but I'm not looking to put anything new in the ground that's not a perennial. If
Right.
it's a perennial and it can take the heat, and so be it, right? You got your Ethiopian kale, you got some
Yes.
greeny, leafy things that can take that heat and they'll love it. But
Right.
for me to be out there working the land, working the garden,
No,
July and August, I'm gonna just take those months off. My birthday is in August anyway. I'm going
that's
on
right.
vacation. I'm gonna go do something else. Let the heat does do its thing. We're gonna be watching movies underneath AC. And maybe you need to think about your zone and your climate like that. If you're in one of these extremely warm climates, just get really hot during the winter, during the summer, but
Mhm.
then you're not taking advantage of your fall, and you're not because your dog tired because the summer burnt you out when
Right.
you really probably should have taken a break in the middle of the summer,
Right.
taking your break towards mid to late summer, and then get back in the game in
Mhm.
the fall.
Right.
But if you try to pick up when it's hype and the big box stores are pushing it because everyone wants to be a gardener that year, by the
Yeah.
time the end of the summer comes, you sick of gardening because it's hot as all get out outside. You
Hmm.
done got bit up by every plant that you knew about and didn't know about.
Hmm.
Half of your crops failed and burnt up because it was just so is discouraging. So I would argue look at your climate a little differently, especially with climate changes happening, and
Yes.
and understand that you can plant different times and take advantage of that warmer climate that you have. Because when and if I get to the south, I'm not fooling with that heat. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kudos to our family over there in Houston. I wouldn't do it.
To who?
To our family in Houston, back to our roots. They
Oh,
be up there all summer. I'm
man,
not.
listen, but we do have, there is a method to the madness.
Yes,
Trust me.
very. Yeah.
Trust me, there is. So there is some things that we're gonna do this summer. It's gonna be really cool. But just like I was saying earlier, I go out in my garden early in the morning. I'm inside about 10. And before I leave, I'm gonna harvest me something to eat before I go.
Yeah.
And I don't go back out there until around 5:30, 6:30, somewhere around that area. But that's the way I handle it. And it's great for me that way, you know.
Hmm.
And the
Yeah.
plants, and sometimes I have to give plants a second watering in one day because those tomatoes be out there looking like this.
We heard
Yeah,
they be on the struggle bus, but
yeah, yeah.
I'd say, when you're planting varieties and you're saving your seeds from those varieties or that are already supposed to be doing good. Oh, I
You
lost my
went
light.
dark. Yeah,
I lost my light. There we
yeah.
go. Do that.
Um,
I forgot to plug that light in. That's what I did. And
yeah,
I don't have another plug over here. So we're just gonna roll with it. Saving your seeds from the plant that does well in the warmer climate.
hmm,
Also, when you replant them, guess what it does? That seed is a lot more conditioned to that climate. So you
right.
can breed a plant, sustain your climate more and more and more and more.
Hmm.
Like uh, sunflowers is one that I see it in
Yeah,
relatively very easy. Like
I have
sunflowers,
some Egyptian. I have some Egyptian spinach. I just dropped them, and they are seeds from the ones I grew last year. So,
yep,
and
and
they
they're going to
did
do
well in the
very,
heat. Yeah,
and they're going to do even better this year,
yeah.
guaranteed.
I'm looking forward to them. Looking forward to them.
Yeah,
You want to get in the chat?
yeah. Cynthia, she says, I like what you're saying, Turf, and how you're explaining it. I'm glad
Oh,
that I'm explaining it in a way that you can grasp because
yeah,
sometimes I have the tendency to over explain things or get too technical and then you miss it, right? You
yeah,
miss it because I'm trying to just be too specific about things. So
yeah,
thank you for that feedback. I appreciate it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chelsea say they sure do be looking limp. I love that.
Yes. Stacy says, from Veggie Farm Garden, she says, I agree. I need to focus more on late summer and fall this year. The mosquitoes in the sun are hard to deal with. Right. Why are we out there trying to fight with nature? You are going to lose
You're gonna
terribly.
lose, really.
You're going
And
to
that's
lose.
what I do too. I try to just maintain my containers, but my grow beds, I tried very hard to just have them sitting up and not putting any new plants in them, but just let the ones that's grow, and not
Mm.
put more new plants in my
Yeah.
raised beds.
Yeah. Take a knee. Go to the pool. They're going to build a pool, make a pool, leave the garden, let the garden rest. Put in some cover crops that can take that heat, maybe,
Yeah,
or just mulch things heavy. Take a knee, start your regain your bearings.
yeah.
Don't be out there losing your whole poise, becoming discouraged and saying that you're gonna give up on gardening, and then you skip out on your fall. Because I
And
tell you, a lot of times that people want here's a fun crop to grow that people don't realize they're supposed to plant it in the fall in majority of the climates, garlic. It is really easy to grow. I
yeah,
promise you, if you get the timing right,
timing. Hmm.
you get the
And
timing right.
not only timing,
Yeah,
you must get the variety of garlic that
it
grows
does
well in
in
your
your
zone.
yes, yes,
Ooh, that's so
yes.
important.
very important because if you need a certain amount of chill hours with that
Hmm.
garlic and it ain't getting cold and staying cold long enough, you're not gonna have them big fat bulbs like you want. But
Mm-mm.
me, you remember that garlic I grew in those daggone cement
Hmm.
mixers?
So, yeah.
I had all the garlic, and
Yes.
the biggest the pain of it all is how long it takes up space. But that's not
Right.
really painful if you just give them some
Yes.
containers that are easily move. You can move them
Movable.
around
Yeah.
like those cement
Slide them.
mixers.
Yeah.
Those are perfect for
Perfect.
garlic. Perfect
Yeah.
for garlic. Probably perfect for onions.
Onions.
Perfect.
Yeah, because it's not deep rooted,
Yeah,
so
I
they
don't know about
just sit
leeks.
there.
Would they work for leeks too?
Leeks too. Definitely.
All right, yeah.
Definitely.
So leeks, those cement mixers, they'd be really good for leafy, like lettuce. Lettuce would do really good in those. They don't take up a lot of space, and
Yeah.
things like that. But you get a little creative and be all right. Hey, Cam in the house. What's up, Cam? That's my
Elevated
mom.
lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her. I saw
What's
her.
going
I
on, man?
saw.
Yeah, so I charge the room to understand what did we say? You got warm season crops, you got cool season crops. Understand that first. If you're here tonight and you didn't realize that those are two different crops, it's okay because neither did I when I first started growing. Even if you've been growing all your life and you just now find out, it's okay. I promise you, warm season crops, cool season crops. Educate yourself on that.
Right.
Once you understand that, and we understand the environment that both of those plants want to be in, then look at your calendar, look at your trends. There's different websites you can go to look at your trends through the summer, through the winter, look at your history and say, okay, am I taking the best advantage of all four seasons
Right.
based off your zone where you live at?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in a zone that's in the deep south and it gets, oh my goodness, hot, well, do you really need to be trying to grow new plants? Now, I'm not talking about the stuff that's still in the ground from spring that's still producing for you every
Right.
once in a while. You just got to water it a couple
Right.
times, like tomato plants that be looking hurt. But should you be starting new plants July, August, fighting and trying to compete with Mother Nature, or should you be planning for your rather your favorable conditions in fall?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think we overlook that because we exhaust ourselves so much during the summer trying to keep up with Mother Nature.
I think the
Don't.
most important thing to do is that when during the spring, grow as much food as you can,
Mhm.
preserve as much as you can, so you don't have to be out there in the summer, in the hot months. But
Yeah.
usually from fall of last year, I have many plants out there.
Mhm.
It's been a year. They've been growing a year.
Yeah.
They've been
Yeah.
growing a year.
My kale was
They
like that.
haven't
Kale
died.
do that.
Yeah. They don't, they just steady flourishing, you know.
Yeah.
So I do understand what you're saying too, because, you know, that heat is no joke. It's real. It's real. And many of us are matured, and, you know, you may think you're healthy. I do. I think I'm all that.
As you should.
As I should. Yes. But I got sense, and I don't mean coins, that when it's too hot, I come inside.
Yeah.
I come inside. And that's what we, you know,
You're gonna
we
have you're
must
gonna
do.
have Miss Clark finding you in your backyard, lay it up somewhere. Don't Kale is a good one though. I like kale because if you place that properly, if
Curly kale.
you place that somewhere where it's not getting full sun year round because it can
Hmm.
take the shade. It can take the shade. So
Yes.
you put it somewhere to where during the summer it's in the shade almost a little bit, and
Hmm.
maybe under a tree to where during the summer the tree's all filled out, right? And
Hmm.
it's not getting a lot of sun, but it'll be okay. But then in the winter, the tree sheds its leaves, and then
Hmm.
guess what? It opens up its canopy for that plant to get more sun.
Hmm.
If you can get kale in a condition like that, man, that kale will come back over. And I was in Maryland and I
Mhm.
had a plant that was like 2 years old. And the only reason why I took that plant down is because the pot gave out on me. The pot gave out on me.
Wow.
With the plant.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and cleaned her up and moved forward with her. But yeah, kale is a good one.
Yeah.
I got a video. I have a few videos that I'm going to be doing as soon as I get home, and I can walk around on the grass. And one of them is, so I had, and this is nothing that I even did on purpose. It's just something that I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So I was growing lettuce and some other things that do well with salads, right?
Great.
And the things that I planted in my garden, so I'm growing butter crunch lettuce and I'm waiting for the butter crunch lettuce to mature. And
That's good stuff.
it dawned on me while I was waiting on this lettuce to mature,
Mm-hmm.
I had harvested from these other three plants that I'm going to highlight in the video. And I probably call it three substitutes to lettuce, or stop growing lettuce and grow this instead.
Yeah.
Right. The reason why is because I'd harvested a good 3, 4, 5 times off these plants,
Waiting for the butter crunch.
waiting for the lettuce,
Right.
waiting for the butter crunch lettuce. Now, don't get me wrong. When I get home, the butter crunch lettuce is ready to be harvested.
Right.
And that's probably how I will start the video. I will harvest this beautiful looking lettuce, and then I will harvest the other alternatives.
Well,
Maybe
who is it? Who is
I
it?
can't tell you. I can't tell you
Name.
because I gotta hold myself accountable. If I tell you here, then I'm not. I'm not. I'm no longer accountable and feel the pressure to go ahead and do this video. Now I did share with you people, and I'm gonna share with you offline. You
All right.
know, behind the scenes, I'll let you know what these three plants are, and you would never guess them. So if you're down in the chat trying to guess them, you're not gonna guess them. I guarantee.
All right.
but these plants, I really like them. They produce
Yeah.
fast. They look amazing on your plant, and they taste. They hit different. So
Yeah. So there's a couple of new, more plants that have been growing for over a year in my garden now. So Swiss chard has been growing,
mm-hmm.
both the green and the ruby red over a year.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and the curly kale, they've been growing for over a year.
You know what? I have not dropped Swiss chard in my garden ever. Now I have gotten starts from my friend Nadine,
Mm-hmm.
and I ate the bejesus out of it. And one thing about Swiss chard, does this happen for you? Swiss chard, I noticed that in the summer, it changed its taste almost to like a salty
Yeah,
taste.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
In the summer heat, it gets a little salty.
So
I don't mind it, but
yeah,
it caught me off guard because I was like, "Ooh, that tastes different." It tastes like it's packed with some type of like sweat salt almost, but a good sweat salt.
I like it. I like it stir fried. Oh my God, I love it
Okay,
stir fried.
stir fry. But in the fall and spring, it doesn't taste like that.
It's a
You
again,
know?
it's a different taste, and I think it's the weather that does it.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's shifting those sugars in the plant and how it's using it.
Yes,
No different from, your collards being a little sweeter after they get a frost. Like there's a
yes.
scientific reason behind that
Mhm.
inside the plant, what's happening, what it's doing with its sugars.
Right.
So I noticed that about the Swiss chard. Has anybody else noticed that in the chat? Y'all notice the Swiss chard get a little salty during the summer? It says Swiss chard is naturally salty. Well, the salt really comes through in the summer. For me, it did.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I love
But I
the
need to
ruby
drop
red chard too.
the ruby red chart. I need to just drop a chart. Maybe because I never really. But well, that's not a good excuse because I don't buy half of the stuff I'm growing in my garden, to be honest. But I never did it. So we're gonna
Mm,
do it. We'll do it when we
mm.
get back. We're
So
gonna do it.
tell me this. What kind of peppers are you growing this season?
Let me see if I can remember them all. So I got the Cubanello pepper. It's supposed to be a really
Yeah.
good sweet pepper, bigger, sweet. It's like a bell pepper replacement. So I'm
Hmm.
growing that. I'm growing a Zulu
Hmm.
pepper. It's a black
Yeah,
pepper.
of
I'm
course.
growing the golden pippin, the
Hmm.
golden pippin honey again. I'm growing that again. I'm growing the sugar rush peach again. Um,
Shishito.
I'm doing the shishito again. Yeah, the shishito is being grown again. I didn't do the lesia. I did the korbachi.
What about the lipstick?
I didn't do the lipstick.
I did the lipstick too.
No, I did. I'm doing korbachi. There's
I
a couple
want to
more.
taste that lipstick because you, yeah.
I did the korbachi is
I grew
that
that last year too.
I love that korbachi. That korbachi between the sweet shishito and the korbachi.
That's the one like she's yellow first, then she's red.
Which one? The korbachi?
Yeah.
It's the long fingerly looking
Yes,
thing,
and yeah,
right?
that's her.
They shift different colors. I like
Yeah,
them as snack peppers, not even on the cooking spectrum. Like
yeah.
I just like to take them and eat them. Like they're
It
the
was
perfect.
good. It was good.
Yeah, I like those peppers.
Yeah, yeah.
Tomatoes, I got a few different paste tomatoes, San Maranzo, um, Amish paste, and some other one that I'm just not thinking of. Of course, I'm doing my favorite Sodaki tomato, the slicing
Yeah,
tomato. That's my favorite tomato.
yeah.
I love that tomato.
I'm growing some chocolate tomatoes.
Really.
Yeah, I mean, dark tomatoes. Yeah.
I'm doing the orange hat micro tomatoes. I like those. Those are really good producers in the hydroponics cracky style that we did.
Correct. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
The cracky method, yeah. When Miss Craft taught me how to do hydroponics, like
Mm-hmm.
those were really good. So I'm doing those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing those as well. I got a lot going on out there. I got onions out there, spinach, the peas. I've already learned about some things. Like when I'm talking about take advantage of your summers and your falls a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
Beets, beets are supposed to be a cool season crop. Well, beets are a cool season crop, but the beets that I planted this spring are less desirable. They are not performing the way that they should have been performing based off the type of plant it is and the season it was, right? But you know what did really well? The radishes. The radishes did really well. And so I pulled up stuff and I'm planting more radishes and I got more choys out there that I'm throwing out there too. But one thing dawned on me, I was like, well, when do the farmers here in Germany plant their beets? And it dawned on me that they don't do it in the spring. And the reason why I know that
Ooh.
is because what was one of the first crops that I saw when I got to Germany?
Sugar beet.
The sugar beet. And
Sugar beet.
they had just harvested it in the early fall, which
Right.
means they planted the beets midsummer.
Summer. Mm-hmm.
So
Because
midsummer is
my
actually the
beets
best.
are just amazing. All
Mine
beets.
didn't.
I
Mine
have
they didn't like it.
golden beets, Detroit beets, and Chicosia beets.
I ain't got no beets. I got
Ooh.
beet tops. I got beets that
And
is
I
the
love
saddest
the
thing. I
tops
couldn't figure
too.
it out.
They
Even the,
good.
you don't even want these tops. These tops look ugly. So I will drop them again. I will sow those seeds. It's May right now. I'll probably sow them August.
There you go.
I'll probably put them back in either August, maybe even mid July, late July. I'll get them. I'll give me some beets back in the ground to see if they do better, and I bet they will. I know they will.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't do well this spring at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What we got? Mommy time. Hey, mommy time. How you doing? Grace Gines. How you doing? No, I'm not doing the candy cane. GT. Not doing the candy cane.
Golden Sun Kiss beets green taste great. Yes, they do. I love them. I love them.
I got some sunchokes now ready to try something different, putting them in big containers. I saw you got some artichokes over there,
Hmm.
Linda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh. um, I have 3 plants, and all of them are fruiting.
That's
Two of them,
that's
two of them in the Babs, one of them in the Katrina bricks, and they're doing amazing, man.
that's
Amazing.
good stuff.
Isn't that good stuff?
Mommy Tom says I'm growing black cherry tomatoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Brenton Gardner, how you doing? I don't even know how many varieties of tomatoes I have started. Yeah, I can imagine. A lot of people just, go really, really ham with when it comes to tomatoes. They just go wow. It's so
Yeah,
many varieties. You want to try everything, really.
yeah. I don't think so. Pete brings up a good um point with the beets. If not getting them the bulb, it's not even the pot. It's not even the phosphorus. It's just the wrong time because the radishes did fine.
Right.
My other root vegetables, they did fine. It was just the beets. I don't think the beets like how cool the soil was and how much the temperature was fluctuating still
Yeah.
by spring. That's what I think it was. Because the radishes came up with
Because you think
ease.
about it, when you were there, the first thing you seen were the sugar beets, and they had been harvested.
I think beets are better done when the soil is warm. I
Warm.
think I think they prefer because of how the climate works in Germany. I think
Mhm.
that plant likes it better when the soil is consistently on the warmer side.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on it. Just based off what I realized. Quinoa, I won't be trying to grow that anymore in Germany. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I let it have 2-3 months of space in my house before I transferred it outside, and they still didn't want to do right. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm good. That plant's just not for me here.
Yeah.
Um, what else am I not going to try to do? So far, I'm not doing beets in the spring. The
Mhm.
peas have been not performing the way that I would really want them to. Now, I did direct sow them, so maybe I should try to transplant them next year. I'm not
Hmm.
completely giving up on them, but I
I have
think maybe
never ever transplanted a pea.
I see people do them. They start
Yeah,
them. They
yeah,
start
I'm
them
not
in these
saying that
little cells.
it can't be done, but
Yeah, yeah. I see. And the reason why I'm even considering it is I see Charles Dowding does it all the time.
Mhm.
He's in UK and he's in a very similar climate, and he starts his peas in his greenhouse,
Mm.
and then he just like transplant them straight out. No heating mats or anything like that. They're just in his greenhouse and he transplant them out. And his peas do well. Mine, they're just now really jumping out of the ground. So we'll see because now I'm at the point where I should have been, or I thought I would have been harvesting some of my cool season crops, and I'm not, but they're still taking up bed space, and I have
Mm.
warm season things ready to come
Come
outside.
outside, yeah.
So, like the cucumbers are ready to come out, and I planned on putting them on the same trellis.
Right.
I want to put beans out, but I think I might skip beans this year because I really want to finish seeing what's going to happen with the peas. Another thing that I could do is go and harvest all of the things in the front end of my bed because I could if I wanted to do that, and then put up poles for the beams if I want to do it that way.
Why don't you
But
get some bush beans? You have bush beans?
I do have the seeds for bush beans, and I
Put
could
them
do
in a
that,
container.
and,
Yeah.
and then put them in container. I did just buy 20 new
There you go.
fabric.
Put it in a container.
Kid
Britt
just ran out
says,
of space already. I'm about to have a garden in the driveway all over again. That's what's about to happen.
Britt
Or
says,
I
I
just
started those black crim seed I got from you, Miss Linda. Good, baby. Good. Good. I
yeah,
got a
I
lot
do a
of
lot of
tomatoes
intercrop.
too. Huh?
Terrence Currenton says, "Do you do any intercropping?" Yes, I filled up all the space. Like I got intercropping with tomatoes and onions right now. I got intercropping with my radishes and choys right now. Because there's things that you'll have gaps in your garden where you can put other things in there that may mature faster than the thing that's taking up the most space.
Right.
So yeah, I've been taking advantage of all the space I have. I'm just still running out. Just running out. I will
Yeah.
be relieving some space here soon. My cherry trees are doing good. They got cherries on them. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still have two more 100-gallon grow bags that I have not filled yet. I'm about to fill one next week.
That's what's up. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
get it done. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can talk the landlord and letting me put these trees in the ground. And if not, then I'm going to take them. on post and give them a permanent home. I'm gonna talk
Oh,
with them. I'm gonna talk with them and see because they have a garden on post.
okay.
So I'm gonna see if I can just plant them in the ground there after I'm done harvesting my cherries out. Because the way I see it is like, even if it's not in my backyard, if I plant the trees, when it comes
Mhm.
time to harvest, I'm gonna be there. So I'm gonna be there.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
all
yeah,
place over there. That'll give me a little bit more square feet back on the patio.
yeah.
So
So let's get to this chat. Let's see what they're talking about, Turk.
Jody pulled up. Hey Jody.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, baby girl.
Yeah, so let me scroll up from where I saw the last thing I commented on.
Okay.
And hey, Grace guys, she said she's late, but she okay. There it is. So kale and Swiss chard are awesome for multiple harvests over a long period of time. I agree with that, Pete. I do. Pete also said one thing I like about Zone 6A is that the summers aren't really that brutal. Just a couple of really hot days here and there. That's how Germany works too.
Hmm.
So I can get away with a lot of cool season crops during the summer if I have ones that aren't super sensitive to heat and just go bolt.
Right,
So
right.
that's when my cool season and warm season crops kind of cross over. So
Hmm.
that's pretty cool. A lot of people just talking back and forth, talking back. um, hold on. Kifa again. Oh no, sifting me some soil just pulled up. There we go. I just got a I just got ate up by mosquitoes harvesting my peppers. See, they're already warming up. They're already warming up. Um they said, what are you doing? Britt Mai, she said she loves growing garlic. Hey, it's an easy crop to grow. It really is. You fire and forget. She's talking to Barb Lee.
Hmm.
Meryl Spencer says, "Oh man, thank you, appreciate that." Um, Turf is one smart brother. He really knows what he is talking about, and I put him up there with Lead 73. Okay, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. They're talking about the different types of garlic. Hello, everyone. This is Duval City Girl
City girl.
Gardener.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I've been listening, walking around in Lowe's, and phone went dead. Dang,
Mm,
know the
mm.
Lowe's while I'm here. I got some stuff I need to pick up.
Let's see.
Hey,
Hey, Roro.
hey, Mrs. Linda, Turf, and family. Just planted squash, watermelons, eggplants today, and I finally got my strawberry fig tree. A strawberry fig tree? Is that? Do you know of the strawberry fig tree? I didn't know there was such a thing.
I didn't know there was such a thing. A what? A strawberry what? Fig tree? Mm,
Maybe they meant two different things.
mm,
But no, this thing says, and I finally got my strawberry fig tree. D.A. Smith.
mm.
All right, D.A. Smith, you done learned me something tonight.
You learned you something.
Learned me something tonight. Look that up. And talking, cross talking. I already got that comment. Kale is a hard-working plant, says Yankee Sister Homestead. It is. It earns its pay for sure.
So listen, Mommy Time said rosemary. Oh wait, it jumped. Good Lord.
Or why you find it. Mrs. Native Cherokee says, I'll be using shade cloths this summer. They come in different levels of how much sun is allowed through. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be using shade cloths simply because if it's that warm, I'm just not going to grow anything that doesn't want to be growing.
Yeah.
And whatever's already out there,
Hmm.
so be it.
Yeah.
Now, and everywhere I've lived, I've gotten such harsh winds that I can just see that turning into a mess on a real bad day.
Mhm.
But don't let me discourage you from doing it. I hope you have a lot of success doing it. I really do. And they do have different levels of shadeness too.
Yeah.
Like that's just another thing. I'm not really no. It's a great tool to have in the box though.
Mm. So
Great
Mommy
tool.
Time says, my thyme, rosemary, and other herbs bolted before maturity. What happened?
It got
So say that again, Turf.
too hot.
Too hot. And then I want to ask you this question. Did you drop the seed or did you purchase the plant? So answer that one.
Yeah. I'm thinking it got too hot, or it was just under some type of conditions. It could have just been under attack, and the plant went into defense mode. And how it defends
How-
itself says, "I'm going to reproduce
Exactly. Period. Yeah.
because I'm not dealing with this nonsense."
Yeah.
We are growing Swiss chard like crazy this year. It's everywhere, and I'm loving it. That's Pete still talking about his Swiss chard. Grace Gines was canning. Which was canning, Grace? Pete, we're growing ruby red, magenta, sunset, giant Ford hook, luculus, various rainbow mixes, berries, perpetual spinach. I want even more Swiss chard varieties, but for now these will do. Oh, those were all Swiss chard varieties.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't even know that there were so many.
Mm.
Perpetual spinach Swiss chard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Brett said weather stress, underwater, and etc. It can induce bolting. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Um,
Somebody said
well,
they tried many times to grow parsnips. Maybe they're special. They're special.
well,
I
like carrots.
Yeah, like just grow them like carrots.
What were your issues with them? Let me ask that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shawnice Mohammed says, I'm growing Bush Early Girl, Cherokee Purple,
Mhm.
Pink Brandywine, Big Beef Tomato. You got a Bush variety of the early girl. I was thinking early treat because the early treat tomato is a vining tomato, I thought.
Hmm.
And if they have a bush one, a determinate variety, that'd be nice because some things get so big. I'm not a huge fan of the indeterminate variety tomatoes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It just yeah.
It gets so big. Like you can lop off the top, but they just take up so
Yeah,
much
and
space.
that's what I usually do. I just cut the top off because it's just too much.
Yeah.
It's like okra. It's like okra, you know. It's like okra just keep on and she's on and she's on,
Mhm.
and you got to go out there every day because if you don't, you go out there and you got a bam bam stick out there, you know. So yeah,
You
yeah,
use as a weapon. You ain't eating
mm,
that. That ain't nothing but fiber. You can make some clothes with that. um, Brampton Gardner, how you doing? She slipped in there at some point. She says,
yeah.
I love beet tops and the vinaigrette. Yeah, it's good. You don't want my beet tops right now, though. They don't look, nothing about them looks good, I promise you.
Hey Felicia, what she
um,
said? She said my thyme and rosemary grow like weeds. I started them in a hydroponic system. Oh, right.
mhm.
That's really cool.
Oh, okay, October Opal. She said she had to go. I think you're a female. I'm
Thank you
sorry.
for being here, baby.
Thank you for being there.
Google strawberry nan. What is that? That's
Mhm.
love grown.
The strawberry fig.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You
Hmm.
guys ever hear about black creme tomato? I think that I grew that tomato this year.
Yes, I'm growing it. I love it. I did a video last year or 2 years ago on the black creme.
Yeah, that was Sweet Equity Realty
Oh
LLC.
yeah, yeah. Black creme is. Oh,
I
she's
never
special,
tasted
baby.
it though. Have
She's
you had
special.
it?
Huh?
You had it before? You ate it?
Me?
Yeah,
Of course.
of course you did. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, scroll my Instagram, you'll see a video.
Okay.
Black crimp.
I probably remember. I mean, when as soon as I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this.
Mm, yeah.
I like how quickly radishes grow. Good to grow when you're in transition between seasons. Yes.
I don't what kind of radish do you love? Because
My favorite right now is the red plum ones. I think that's what they are.
well, it's something about them. I don't know. I'm not
Plum?
agreeing. They not agreeing with me. I'm not agreeing with them or something.
You don't like how they taste, or you're not able.
No, I don't like how they taste.
Have you grown the red plum ones before?
I don't know if they run red plum. I've grown different ones like from Baker Creek or Botanical Interest,
I like the red
the
plums.
breakfast ones, you know. But,
I like the red plums. The red plums are my jam. I am also growing wasabi radishes as well.
that
And those
sounds
things,
scary.
oh my gosh, those things are. Hey, it's a kick
Is
in
it
your.
hot?
It's like it's not the hot that you're thinking when you're eating it in the radish form. It's a kick in it,
Mm.
but it's like a kick that you just know was good for you. It's like that did something for my immune system. My body is happy that I just ate that piece of wasabi.
Hey, Yankee sister, she said, I love the breakfast rat. It's very mild. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
let me
Maybe I have to try it, Turf.
ruby. Let me look. Ruby red radish. I think it's the ruby. Oh no, plum red. Maybe it's
Plum
plum.
red? Okay.
Plum red radish.
Oh, Latanya says she
Like
loved the white radish. What they call
purple,
that? White icicle?
white, purple plum. It's the purple plums. Those are the ones I
Mhm.
like. The
Hey,
purple.
Vicky. Miss Linda, try roasting radish before you give a okay, my love. I'll try.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
And you know, I have some grown. I mean, they're ready, but you know, they're just sitting there because I'm like, girl, I don't know what to do with you.
What do you put them with your salads. That's what I slice mine up and throw them in my
But when
salad.
I ate one raw in there, mm-mm.
I probably, you know what, the plum, the red plum radish, the purple plum, whatever plum radish, dang it, purple plum radish. The purple plum radish has grown on me so much that I will eat that raw and enjoy it. I can tell you in the beginning though, I didn't. It was an acquired taste, and it was like I grew them, and I'm about to eat these things. But what I realized, I actually liked them. Over
Yeah,
time, I was just like, maybe I just grew to like them. I don't know what happened. Something changed with my palate, but I like them. I
yeah.
like them.
Yeah,
Um,
Brenton say roasting takes the kick out of it.
but I like the kick.
You like the
So
kick.
I like
Um,
the kick. I like the kick.
Roasting them is very good. Better in the cold season for taste. Ah, I don't know.
Kim Stage says, I can't seem to grow beets or carrots. And then Stacy says, I have not been able to get beets yet, but I finally got carrots, so I think I may be moving in the right direction. Yeah,
Yay.
beets. I've never had an issue with any root vegetables, and the issue that I had this year, I literally think it had everything to do with the climate. Nothing
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
nothing less. It was just a climate type thing. All the soil is brand new. It ain't been drained or nothing. It's I haven't even gotten the crop out of it yet. So I know that there's nutrients there. And then the radishes, I mean, the radishes were beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, the nutrients are there. I got to get the timing right. I got to finish figuring out the climate.
So that
Uh,
daikon radish, that's that big white rat. Man, I grew one of those things. It was so big. I'm like,
yeah, was
what
it
is
good?
this? What is this?
Look like a white carrot. Was
Oh
it
my
good?
God,
You like that
no,
one?
what is this?
You know what you should try to grow this winter that I liked?
What, man?
It's the it's like a fruit radish, the chasau fruit radish or something that's green. And when it's first growing, it gets big like that daikon radish too. But when it's young, it's pretty spicy.
Mm.
As the frost hits it and it gets cooler, it gets sweet. And people use it in Asia. I think they use it and they turn it into a dessert.
What's the
They
name of
turn
it?
it they turn it into a ice cream. Let me see. I think it's like chasau fruit radish.
I remember the last time we was talking
Chinese shawu. It's the Chinese shawo or shawu fruit radish. It's SHAWO fruit radish. Give those a try,
about. All right.
but do it during your winter.
Okay.
So put them in so they can get established, knowing that they're going to catch them a couple frosts,
Okay.
and uh, and then harvest it and try. Try before the frost, and then try it after, and see if you taste the difference. I did. I'm very
Yeah.
noticeable. So
Yeah.
that might.
Hey, Ray, you see that one?
Where are you at? Oh,
I
what's going
went.
on, Ray? How you doing? Oh, you below me. I'm up here. Can
Where I'm at, bro.
you pickle radish? Yeah, you can pickle radish.
Mm.
Absolutely. You can pickle whatever you want.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet
Yeah.
equity. You said, well, it's got a little during the summer. It's got a sweet. It's got a salty kick to it. Sweet equity realty. When we're talking about the Swiss chart. So yeah.
Yeah. I have some radish. Like I said, they already ready. They just been sitting there. And every time I pass them, I just look at them. Like what up? 'Cause-
So yeah, golden sun kiss. You're talking about doing. She said, I have planted parsnip seeds in my grow system with heat mat. No results. Well, I think if it's anything like a carrot, it probably takes 14 days to 21 days to germinate. That's one thing. Two, if it's too
well,
warm, because it's a cool season crop,
mhm.
it may not germinate because it's too warm. Like the
Too
heat
warm.
mat is too warm. Some seeds
Yeah.
don't like too much warmth, and that's indication to them to not germinate.
Right.
Third thing on that, it's a root vegetable. I would start it outdoors. I would direct sow that. I wouldn't
Yes.
even transplant that. Now
Mhm.
you can transplant root vegetables.
Right.
I wouldn't
But
try to transplant that one. I would
mm,
put that straight outside
yeah.
when the conditions are right for it. Golden sun kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what Bob Brownie said?
Let
Are
me
you there?
no. I was still up catching a couple other things.
Okay.
For
Okay.
Bob Brownlee, I have seeds for watermelon radish. It's supposed to look like a watermelon white
It
and red.
does.
Yeah, it does. I've never
Mm.
tried that one now.
I
Crisp.
grew it. Mhm. Mhm.
You weren't a fan? You didn't like that one either?
I like that. I mean, it was nothing for me to run home about it, and you have never seen it here before again. So, it wasn't all that, but it was cute. It was cute.
It was
She was
cute.
cute.
That's funny.
I know. She do look like a watermelon when she cut it, but her taste is radish, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Well, I
yeah.
don't think I see anything else. Okay, the daikon radish is good and not very spicy. The greens are nice too. Okay.
Mm, mm.
And the roasting takes the kick out of it. Fresh wasabi tastes different. It does. It still has a very, oh yeah, that's wasabi, but it's not that wasabi paste that you get
And you
with your
see, I do
sushi.
not
It's
like
not that.
wasabi. Oh my
It's
God, that stuff
not
is
that.
just terrible.
It's more like a kick like it's like a kick like fresh ginger.
Okay.
but it's gonna be more intense than a ginger kick. But if you can think of that kind of kick versus like a hot that stays on your tongue, this hot doesn't stay around. I don't even really call it a hot. It's just like a you ate it and it was like a flush of boom, it hits you, and then it's gone. It comes and goes just like that. It's not like that
Mm.
wasabi paste that they put on sushi, but it'll open you up like it. You get something on the back of you. I don't know. I like
Uh,
I like it.
Sifting some salt, say, let me know how you like it. Oh, she talking to Latanya. Okay, baby.
They're hooking each other up. The green paste is not real wasabi. Well, most of them aren't, but if you go to the right places, you will find wasabi that green paste wasabi that was actually made with wasabi. But you're right, most of them are
Ooh,
horseradish.
ooh.
It's
So
horseradish.
veggie farm baby say wasabi can be kind of painful. Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
Wasabi's never hurt me on the back end. That I'll say. That's
Mm,
one spice that I've ate. Like I those wasabi, my wasabis, they're young, they're small, and I just pulled it up out of curiosity to see how they were doing.
yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, this is the wasabi," and it was white. It's white skin. It's a white flesh while it's young. I don't know if that's how it's going to stay or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then I cut the very end of the tip off, and I sliced it up, and I put it in my salad. And as I was eating my salad, when I got to the wasabi, I knew. I was like, "Oh, that's wasabi." And it wasn't that much in there, but it definitely brought a very unique dynamic to the plate, and I appreciated it. It was nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so family, let me ask you all now. Do you all have any questions for Turf and I? Because yeah, let's get to some questions. What kind of problems are you having with your garden? Is anything you want to know that maybe someone here may have the answer? Not just Turf and I, right?
Mhm.
We're part of a community, so all of us can put our little 2 cents in, baby.
Mhm.
So if you're having some kind of problems, um, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
So what is that you drinking? Water?
yeah.
You
I'm
sound
tired, man. I'm jet lagged still.
really.
I'll be back again next month.
Oh, you be back next month? Well, then we have to make a date.
We're gonna make a date.
Got to make a date.
I don't
So
want to be back though. I don't want to be back.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. What
So
do I do with these onions after they go to seed? Well, were you letting them grow for the bulb? Is that what you're saying? You let them go for the bulb and now they bolted on you and they went to seed?
who's
Or are you
that? Who
saying
said that?
this is Stacy from Veggie Farm?
Oh, okay.
Or were you growing them for their chives and now the chive is gone to seed? Because if the chive is gone to seed, you can still keep eating the chives. Just cut the seed off, throw it to the side, and eat it till it goes. If you were hoping to get a bulb out of it and now it's gone to seed, same thing applies. You can keep eating the chives, but you're not going to get a bulb.
No.
So that's kind of where you're at. Or you could pull it up and put something else there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Pete says, what do you plan to do with those artichokes? So here in New Orleans, the way we do it, we eat a lot of the artichokes, is I'm gonna stuff them. So I will share in the video how I stuff my artichokes and how we eat it. That's what I'm gonna do with it. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
share. Hmm.
Ray says, my spinach stems grow skinny. I've learned it was due to overwatering. That's good that you fixed it. You corrected. That's great.
Yeah.
White flies are my issue in the garden. Are they in the garden or in your home? Um, White flies. I had issues with white flies one time, and it was because I was planting things too close.
Mm,
It wasn't enough airflow.
mm.
Wasn't enough airflow, and there was too much moisture, and that was a perfect breeding ground for them wanting to exist. So if you have any conditions like that I'm describing to you, if you're thinking about where your issues with the white flies are outside,
Mhm.
probably need to thin that area out.
Another thing too, if you have any dead leaves or dead plants anywhere around, get them out of there.
Get them out.
Get them out because they will attract bad bugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. We got yo, you wanted the bulb and they went to see. Yeah, just eat the chives. Try again next time, Stacey. Drop
Yeah.
them a little earlier. T. Gore says, hello, I have trouble starting peppers. What is the secret to getting them going? Well, if you're in a cool season climate or you're just trying to start them indoors and it's not working under whatever light you're trying to do, you can try to heat mat.
Mm-hmm.
That is one seed that likes the soil to be warm. That is a warm season plant. It wants that soil to be somewhere around 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit in order to germinate. And then it's still going to take 7 to 21 days to germinate.
Okay.
So you can do that, or you can do the moist paper towel method as well. You can try to pre-germinate them that way. I've
Perfect.
never had a lot of
Perfect.
success with that, me
I've
personally.
had perfect success.
But there you go.
Yes.
TNOG had perfect success. So there you go. Hey, look, never worked for me, but I put them things in the soil and they do good with me with a heating mat,
Yeah.
and sometimes I put like a humidity dome on them too. They come
Mm-hmm.
up every time. Put
Perfect.
them in a
Yeah.
paper towel for me, that don't work for me. So
You put them in a paper towel and then what you did with them.
put them in a plastic bag, put them at the windowsill, and they just didn't.
No. See, you messed up right now. Put them in a
Okay.
plastic bag. Listen, put them in a plastic bag and put them in a cabinet in the dark. In the dark. Next
There you
time,
go.
try it. Try it. Okay. Put it in the
There you go.
dark. It likes the dark.
There you
And
go.
that's where you're going to get. They're going to go crazy in there because they're going to try to get out.
Okay. All right. Cool.
It's the dark. It's the dark. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
No, I like it. There we go. We both just T Gore, we
Yes.
both ready now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Brent Ma says, I believe the longer the wasabi matures, it becomes more potent, if I remember correctly. I'd buy that. I'd buy that for $2. Lita, pardon me, multitasking. Okay, I think she's talking to someone else. Mommy time. Do radishes grow a bit out of the soil like kohlrabi? Yes, but no. So a kohlrabi is going to have a stem. A radish isn't going to have a stem. It's just going to be a root vegetable that will protrude outside and even sometimes completely grow on top of the soil, more closer to an onion. That
Right.
would be a more accurate description. Not kohlrabi, because kohlrabi has a main stem line that's coming out the ground, and then the root is forming above the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the radishes is just protruding out the ground more
Right.
closely. It's more like an onion
Right.
in that sense.
Right. Because the kohlrabi bulb never go underground.
No.
No.
No. I have a Yankee Sister Homestead says I have a second year apple tree that has just got the bottom branches blooming. I fear it got bitten in the winter. What do you guys think? It sounds like it possibly could be that, or you could have an apple tree that has more than one variety grafted onto it, and the other
Mm.
half hasn't woken up yet. But the best way to try is just to scrape back some on the top half to see what's going on.
That is
If it
crazy.
opens
Like I
up.
know some people have like 5 different types of apple trees on one tree, so all of them have to wake up, and they may not all wake up at the same time. And wow,
Yep.
wow.
Yeah.
Now
So
that is a weird thing there.
because you got some things like specifically like walnut trees, walnut and like almond trees. Some varieties they won't bloom until after. Like they're a variety that literally won't bloom until after your last frost, and then there's
Mhm.
other varieties that are very susceptible to warmth. So as soon as it starts warming up, they'll start blooming. But if you get a late frost, then you lose your whole harvest.
Right.
So apples can behave the same way. All those other stone fruits, like
Mhm.
the fruit tree, the walnut, they could behave the same way. So if you have a whole bunch of different grafts on that apple tree, they could need different chill hours or be waiting for a different temperature to finish coming out of dormancy. But the best way to check is just to scrape back some to this cambium layer and see if you see any life in there. If you just bend the branch, you take the branch and you try to bend it and it's got some flex to it, that's a good sign. If you go and
Right.
you bend it and it just snaps, that's a bad sign.
Then,
But don't lose all hope, because like even if the top half is gone, let's say she got bit,
mhm.
what you could do is keep scraping until you see green, and then as soon as you see green, you go and you look at Led's videos where he was doing the grafting inside of the bark. I can't remember what it's called, but you're on the actual the main stem line of that tree, and then you're doing these grafts that don't necessarily go on a branch, but they go inside of the middle of the
Notching, notching.
no, it wasn't notching. It was
Okay.
he took like that main, you would refer to it as the trunk of the tree, the middle
Okay.
of the tree,
Hmm.
and what he was doing was he was slitting it and then sliding the graft in there and then taping
Oh
it in.
yes, yes, yeah.
Can't
Grafting.
remember what type of grafting that is, but
Right,
it's
right,
not your
right,
traditional graft where you take your scion and then you put it on the other stem of the tree. It
right.
was the bark, and he was cutting open the
Cutting the
bark, and he
bark.
was putting the different scions on it like that, and then
Yeah.
you can go find that and do that, and that's how you salvage a good root stock, and you don't get rid of the tree. That's what
Right,
I would encourage you to do.
right. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you collect cabbage seeds? The flowers are growing on my cabbage that overwintered. That's one for TNOG. I don't
How
know.
do you do what? I didn't hear it.
How do you collect cabbage seeds? Is golden sunkiss?
And cabbage seeds, like all brassicas, they kind of do the same thing. Is that the you know cabbage? They will just flower, go to seed. You will see them, and they come up on shoots, and you have it.
So you'll have like little pods, like with like mustards and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yes, I thought I
Okay.
had some in here.
So after that flower gets pollinated, golden sunkiss, then the
Exactly.
colors are going to fall off, and then you'll have a pod left over. Wait
Hmm.
until that pod goes brown. It's going to be green first, and it'll go brown. One day you'll be able to come over to it and tap
And
it, and
shake it.
you'll hear the seeds in there. That's when you know it's ready.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
I did the mustard seed, so I know the matter of
Exactly.
fact what it's going to look like. I
Yes,
got some.
and all of them, all of brassicas, their seeds look the same. When they bolt and they go to seed, they all look the same. They look the same. So when you seen one of them, you seen them all. I thought I had some. Oh, they go turf got some. Look at you.
See, and then that's your pod. It's going to kind of look like that,
Yeah.
and it's going to
Yeah.
sound like this. That's how it's going to sound. And
Yeah.
those are the
So
seeds
what is
that
that, turf? What is
these
that?
are red mustards from 2020. I
Yeah.
brought a whole bunch of seeds over because I'm going to send them to Miss Craft
Mhm.
for the Flipside Marketplace. She's going to list all these seeds on the Flipside Marketplace. So
Great, great,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
And
Uh,
they'll say, so glad to see you both. My eyes are getting heavy.
yeah,
Love you
my
both. Wonderful live once again. Oh, thank you, Andale. Get some rest, my love. I saw
yeah.
your live where you was outside sitting on the ground. Did somebody come help you up because I had to go? I was cooking. But yeah. And I'm so sorry. Those darn geese. The geese ate all the Andale
Yeah,
vegetables.
she said that she's got to start. She got to start again next year. I
Oh
saw that.
my God.
Well, not next year, but later this fall. She
And
said
she
she'll
nurtures those babies, those plants in her little greenhouse before she brought them out.
gains the geese.
And look, um, Broke said, sound like a geese recipe coming up.
So Brit my, you said it's your geese recipe. Brit my,
Broke said it. Broke
oh,
said,
Broke.
Broke said he was gonna have a geese recipe.
I'm gonna get my lettuce back. Don't you
I'm gonna
worry.
get it back. That's right.
You was just holding it for me,
Bone by
man.
bone, I'm gonna get it
It's
back.
time for me to harvest. You was just harvest. um,
Yeah.
aphids are swarming in abundance, but I've been trying my Dr. Orth oil sprays, and tomorrow my neem and dish soap. So Britma, it's funny that you bring it up because the fellows over in MIG, we're about to come out with this video. It's a three-way video, and we're going to give you three different options and talk about some things. But a lot of things when it comes to aphids, it's the timing that you're not getting right. I
I'll be
think
right back.
Miss Linda every year she talks about the cycle of life with these things and how it is more advantageous for you to be proactive than reactive, and you got to look for their number one cheerleader, the ants. Once you see ants in the presence, then things have gotten out of. Oh, what happened? Where'd she go? She said she'd be right back. I'm up here by myself. But yeah, I'm sure she'll be back. In the presence of ants, because ants will literally bring aphids there and harvest them because of their sweet dew. So um, we got some things that may help you, even with that neem oil. If depending on the type of neem oil you're using, it may not turn out the way that you want it to. So yeah, the white flies are all on my fruit trees. That's a new one. Hopefully, someone in the chat can be able to help you. Looks like P got something for you. Vicky Owens, we have organic pyrethrin. Yes, that may do it. Pyrethrin is a pesticide to fight white flies if they show up in numbers this year. There you go. That might get you good. You there, TNOG?
Yeah, man. Eyes here.
Okay, all right, cool. uh, okay, cool. Thank you much.
F.R. Humphrey. Hey, baby.
Hey, FR. Paper towels, plastic bag, and in the cabinet. There you go. I hope you can take them out. I hate those things. LOL. What is the perfect time to plant avocado after it's taken root in water? Well, Felicia, I would ask you, do you have the environment to grow avocado outside? Are you in a subtropical climate? Um, or at least near one? Because avocados don't like winters.
Mm-mm, not at
They don't
all.
like winters. But I mean, as soon as you get roots, you can. So you started it in the water. That's Let me see. Hold on. What is if after it's taking root in water? Yeah, I would. I mean, as soon as the roots are there, you can put them in a. You could put in some soil. The only thing I wonder if like I normally plant pot all seeds about the emergence of roots. Upon the emergence of roots, that's what Britt Meyer told her. Yeah, I agree. You would do it then. I don't want you to spend a whole bunch of time on a plant that's not going to do well in your zone.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but yeah, that's why my second Karabi died. I kept burying it. The first ones took me by surprise, and I didn't do anything for them. Okay, I missed something. Myra. Maybe she was saying she was burying the Karabi because she thought it was supposed to be under the ground.
Oh, my.
Yes, I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's Fabian. Fabian looks says, hello. I have issues with growing ginger. Thank you. So I've seen a couple of ways some people do their ginger. I just put it in the ground. But I do see where some people, like my friend Crystal, Crystal started some in a pan with just water in it and let it set. And it grew spikes up on it and it grew roots. So that's another way she did it.
Yeah.
How did you start yours? I mean, if have you grown ginger turf?
Yeah, so you remember I did ginger indoors last year,
Yeah.
and then transplanted it.
Mm-hmm.
So you treat it. I mean, the plant, the what you harvest is a rhizome. That's what that
Mm-hmm.
is. It's a big
Totally.
root.
Mm-hmm.
Shallow planting it in warm conditions. You plant it shallow, like you barely cover up the soil. You don't need a lot of soil to be
Right.
over it. And then you want to keep the soil moist, not oversaturated, but just moist, because if it's too wet, then it's
Right.
gonna rot the root. But
Mm-hmm.
just keep it moist. Keep it moist, light, and then plenty of heat as well. It
Right.
likes the heat because it's a subtropical plant as well.
Right.
So if you do that, you should be fine. Make sure you have adequate drainage as well. It doesn't want to be sitting in a whole bunch of soaky, and you don't need to plant it deep at all. I
You
can't
know,
stress that
I
very
planted
much.
mines in just peat moss.
Yeah, yeah, and
Just
that's a good one because a
yeah.
peat moss you can see when it's dried out and you
Mm-hmm.
can know when it's fully saturated. So
Exactly.
like,
That's what I did.
yeah, you don't have to water it a whole bunch.
Mm-mm.
And you want when you water it, you want any excess water to be able to flow through that thing. You
Mm-hmm.
don't want it to sit in a whole bunch of
Mm-hmm.
wet feet at all. So
Mm-hmm.
another thing that Miss Native Cherokee brought up about the aphids that I forgot is too much nitrogen.
Nitrogen.
Overfeeding it with nitrogen will attract aphids for sure. I've had that happen in my own garden. Um,
Look what your auntie said.
yeah,
Turkey. You
my
see the
avocado plant is still flowers, and I'll send you a picture. It must be shooting some flowers on it. Yeah,
yeah.
she has a plant indoors, and I mean I think it's if you want to grow it for like an indoor plant, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Um,
My coffee plant is still doing good and she's still under my plantain trees. But I was hoping for some berries or something this season, but I don't think I'm gonna get any this
yeah,
season. But she's still but I have two plants and they're still very, very healthy. So I'm happy about that.
yeah. I'm battling them and not winning this season. Flourishing, not. Oh yeah, it's been flourishing. Now, okay, so it's been flourishing. Yeah, so I think avocado plant. If you're not bent on trying to get like an avocado and you just want a really nice looking house plant, I think most avocados will do well as house plants. Whether or not it's
Mhm.
getting the season it needs, it's probably not going to get the season it needs to produce fruit like you would want. Maybe you might get lucky one year and get one or two fruit
Mhm.
indoors and moving it outside and so on and so forth. But I see a lot of people that want avocados, and that's kind of one of the things that you'll see probably Dan growing, like growing his own avocado. He's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna grow me an avocado," not understanding that you don't have the right climate for
You don't
that,
have the right climate to grow an
for that plant.
avocado.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
this plant loved the heat,
yeah,
you know. And the thing
yeah,
about it is once you learn how to take an avocado seed and you can get that plant, then you get so excited. I seen this one lady, she had about 12 avocados growing all over, and she can't get them to grow, but she cannot get them to give a avocado because she don't live in the right weather for it.
right. So when you say cold hardy, for me, for an avocado plant, that means it probably is okay with it getting below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. But how long? You know what I mean? How long is it okay with staying at that temperature? It's almost like that quinoa I tried to grow in Germany. It did
Right.
not go well. It didn't
No.
go well. It did not like it when it dropped below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It just started being funny. It started stunting out. It didn't look good. So I'm just like I'm not about the baby this one thing
Right.
when
Right.
I can go to the store, especially what the harvest is going to look like off of the quinoa.
Mhm.
Plant is huge, right? I could just go to the store and buy me some daggone
Yeah.
quinoa.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
same with the avocados. Like I love avocados. Don't get me wrong, and them things are expensive in the store, and I would love to be able to grow my own. But I don't even know if I can get away with avocados in South Carolina because I think it gets too cold
Yeah.
there. Even in South Carolina, can you do avocados in where you are in Louisiana? I would imagine
Yes.
you'd have to be on the cuffs.
Yes. Because
Yeah,
my I do live in New Orleans is a subtropical climate here. And yes, we
yeah,
can grow avocados. Definitely.
yeah, yeah.
But I mean I like avocados, but no. That
Yeah,
is not the one for me. You know,
yeah.
it's cool. Hey, growing out the box, how you doing, man? I bring my avocado in during the winter. It's 2 years and about 48 inches tall.
Yeah, that's a long time to have a 2 foot plant.
So have you ever gotten any fruit from it?
Not at 2 inches.
It's two. It's
Not at
two.
2 feet. Not at
It's
2 feet.
2 years old. What grows on you living out the box? Let us know.
I like, you know what? I would love, you said Mexicola Grande avocado can grow in 7A.
So,
Okay,
so
cool. Good to know. Yeah, I don't think if you're not in eight, if you're not in at least eight,
yeah,
if you're growing an avocado plant, I would hope that you're growing it because you like the way the plant looks.
right, right,
Not for the aspirations of having a huge harvest one day.
right.
If you get one,
Mm.
blessed be you.
Amen.
But I would not go into the avocado game thinking it's the plant that you can pull in and outside and you're going to end up with what you're looking for.
Right. So
Um,
growing out the box is in 8A.
okay, cool. Do you know what kind of avocado it is growing out the box?
Yeah.
Because if you get one of these cold hardy ones, you may be able to
8A.
leave it outside soon.
Yeah. Yeah. What a kiwi plant? Do you know if you need two of them? I don't.
I
Mm-mm.
don't know.
I
I know
don't know that either.
that's another subtropical plant, though. I know you need some heat. I know you need
Yeah.
some. Think
Yeah.
about the plants that you've seen growing, locally in your
Yes.
area,
Definitely.
or
You
whenever
know,
you see is from local farmers. What is it?
exactly. That's what I was about to say. Farmers markets. Uh, what kind of fruits do they have? You know,
Mm-hmm.
could
Yeah,
be
and
up
that's
to.
another thing to bring up. That
Oh,
that that growing out the box just stated they said
mm,
it could take up to 8 years to fruit if not grafted, and if if and when it does fruit, you might not like what you got.
nah. You see, that's a long time to wait for a fruit. Now, granted, I mean this is maybe something that you have on the side, and it's just no big deal, and I understand that. I understand that perfectly. It's like my coffee plants. I love them, but you know, I don't baby them, not at all. I give them water. They living good, but I'm not sitting here hoping that I get some coffee beans, because I'm drinking coffee every day. I'm gonna do that, But yeah, yeah, it's
There you
kind of
go.
tough. What?
There's an idea. Love Grown Green Garden says NYC 7B grows an avocado tree, but he
Mhm.
builds a greenhouse around it in the winter and takes it down in the summer.
Ah,
That would work. If you committed to have
create
your
your
own avocados, put you a little greenhouse around them.
create the environment you want.
Yeah, there you go. That's a
Yeah,
lot of work.
it is. It is.
but I get it though. If you want that plant and you just
If you
wanted to
want
be, I get
it,
it.
yeah,
I'm not knocking it.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. That is so true.
I think that's all the questions for tonight.
Is that all your questions? We're done. We're done.
Hmm.
I want to thank you all so much for being here. Every one of you all. Now listen, we was talking and giving you all a lot of information. So if we miss your question, just put it in the comments once we're done. Okay? And Turf or I will answer you, baby. Okay?
We sure will. Sweet Equity slid another one in there. She said, I have an ice cream blueberry bush, and
Oh,
the leaves started turning a copper color after I repotted it. Any suggestions of what it could be? It may have just been an initial shock. from the
Mm,
transplant. I'm
mm-hmm,
not sure how long ago it happened. Um,
mm.
that's the first thing that's jumping out at me. If it's
Yeah.
continuous losing leaves, even 2, 3 weeks after, and they're still coppering and turning, I'm leaning towards either it caught some type of disease that has nothing
Disease.
to do with the soil.
Mm-hmm.
It's the abiotic environment, meaning like it's warm, maybe it's warm and it's sticky and it's got something going on. And the other thing that I could guess is just maybe it's a little bit deficient in some nitrogen. But
Yeah.
that, based on what you're describing to me, that would be the last thing I go to. You just said it went copper. Like,
Yeah. So I was trying to think of the color copper. What causes the color copper? Um,
I'm thinking shock first.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm thinking
and
the
that's what
thing
I'm thinking.
died and fell off. If it's not that, to have such a,
Oh,
that's a big shift.
yeah,
I'm thinking some type of disease, maybe.
yeah. Growing out the box said he planted blueberries and peat moss. Cool, man. Cool.
Oh, they would
Um,
love that. Blueberries,
mhm,
they're acid loving, and peat moss is
yeah,
an acidic.
yeah.
Um, it's an acidic.
It's,
Thing. I planted ours in peat moss and compost. Yep, that'll do it.
let's see. Miss Native said, I love my greenhouse. Would love to get another one. Okay, baby. Miss Linda and Turf, fantastic live, awesome tips. Have a blessed, healthy, and safe night, week, everyone. Oh,
That could
thank you.
be another thing too. They brought up a good. I did put the right outside when I potted. So you up potted it and then you moved it outside. But you shocked it twice. And then the third thing is whatever you up potted it into, to their point, the point that Pete and growing out the box is trying to make is that blueberries like acidic soil profiles.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not in an acidic soil profile and it's too alkaline, then that could be causing the discoloration in your leaves as well. Meaning that it is nutrient deficient, and it's not because it's not in the soil, but it's because it's in a soil that it cannot pull it out of based off the plant's needs.
Mm-hmm.
So you got those three things. It
Hey,
no,
Chris.
it's just a plant. Hey Chris, what's up, man? How
This
y'all
is
doing?
Chris and Cheryl here. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Bro, Latrice been in there hiding.
Boom. 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 That thing is crazy. Yeah. That's it. Myra. What did Myra say? Oh wow. Joe.
My blueberries last year were copper reddish, and the company sent a refund. Today, the thing is full of blooms. There you go. Bounce
Mm.
back. I mean, she said, I ain't giving up on you. I'm going to
I
take my money and
know.
hope it turn around.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
So
um,
Latanya says, awesome live. Much love to you both. Great information. Safe travels, cousin Turf. Have a great night and week. Love you, family. Oh, we love you, baby.
like to,
Thank you. All
um,
right.
yeah. What's this? Evergreen.
Mhm.
A blueberry that's an evergreen. I think in the right condition, if it doesn't get too cold, then yeah, a blueberry can stay green year round. It
Mm.
could. Maybe you
Yeah.
have a variety that's a little bit more tolerant. That's cool.
Mhm.
It's full of blueberries right now. You know, my brother, all of his blueberry plants are full of blueberries right now. I was at
Well,
his house.
I do have a blueberry plant. It's like copper, but she that's her color.
Yeah, that's our color.
Yeah, because she full of berries.
Yeah, my brother's all of his blueberry plants. His blackberry had blackberries on it. They had
Mhm.
berries on it, but the blueberries were the ones that did the best. Like they were loaded with blueberries. I don't even know if he realizes it because he's been so busy. But
Mhm.
his all of his blueberry plants were loaded. Like they were heavy. And
Yeah.
I was like, hey, they got. And I meant to tell him when I went back in the house, I forgot to even say anything to him. And his loquat is
Yeah.
like a whole little tree right now. Seriously,
Really, man.
Yeah, that low
Oh,
quad air layer did really well. Yeah.
Veggie Farm Baby say, thank you both for all the good information. Enjoy your week, everyone. Thank you, baby. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Say, Miss Linda. Wait a minute. Miss Linda, nephew, is always a pleasure. Good night, my baby. It's always a pleasure to see you here. Yes, yes. You're gonna have to come on, you know? I love to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Miss Native Cherokee, she said here in 7B, all my oh yeah, that's right, because she's right up the street from where I used to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you got a variety that's more tolerable to those colder I would like to is there such thing as an evergreen blueberry? Or is it just a blueberry that's more conducive to the cold? Let me see. Let me do a
I
quick
don't
search.
know, you know. I don't I got a blueberry lane planning to make wine in the future. You heard that, huh? You heard that?
Is a blueberry? Which
Yankee
blueberries?
sister
Okay,
said,
so which blueberries are evergreen? There are evergreen blueberries. That's cool.
yeah, yeah. Um, Yankee sister say jet lag is no joke. Turf and my sister get some rest and have a great week. Enjoy the live. Oh, thank you, Yankee sister. Thank you, my baby. Yeah,
That's cool. Thank you, Native Cherokee.
yeah,
Just learn some stuff. Yeah.
that's the thing about it is, you know, when you start talking and everybody get in and start talking, you know, hey, things happen. The
Yeah.
bells come on, the lights go on. You know what I mean?
I
It
didn't know
happens.
that there was two different. I didn't know that there was both deciduous and evergreen
Evergreen.
blueberry
That's it.
bush.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you,
Cool.
chat. Thank you, chat, for educating me tonight. I done got
Yes.
about three different tidbits being here.
That's it. That's it. All right, family. I want to thank you all. We had a great night. So, Turf, you want to say something, Turf, before we go?
I am jet lagged, but I thank you for having me here. I appreciate all the support in the chat, the kind words that you've said, the assistance you got. I mean, you guys were awesome tonight, helping us answer the questions that we didn't know.
Yeah.
Uh, Fortunately and unfortunately, I will be back again next month. I'm
That's
like,
fortunately. That's fortunate.
hey,
Yes.
you
I
dang
love having you. I love having
these daggone rips. The best thing about well, the worst thing about these trips is right when I get used to this time zone, it's time to go back again. So, and I miss my family. I miss my little son. I miss little turf, the
you.
wifey, my
Yeah.
garden, my yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to the crib, but
Yeah.
I'm happy over here.
I'm always happy that you know that you come by here. You know, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. But we will see you here next month. Around what date? What?
Probably same time, around the same
Okay,
time.
cool.
Probably the second week in June, I think, something
Hmm.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the second week of May. Yeah, so literally in about a month, I'll be back.
that's great. That's great. Maybe I could plan something. I want
Ooh.
to plan something a little different.
Yeah, I'll shoot you the dates.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna work it out. But anyway, family, we want to thank you all. We love you all. I hope you. Hey, look who's here,
Do that.
Quita.
Look at that. Boom.
Oh, we miss you too. Oh,
Mm.
oh.
She must be up changing the diaper right now because it's
What time
4:20,
is it? What time is it over
4:20,
here?
4:24 in the morning,
Wow.
and
Wow.
my body still thinks I'm there too. So that's
Yeah.
we about to lay it down though.
All right, Quita. Love you, baby. Love you. All right. You all have a great night. We thank you all for being here. You all have a great night also. Oh, Super say hi, Linda. Yep. 425. Oh, my baby. I love you all, baby. Give the baby a big hug and kiss. Okay? I love you all. All right. Turf, say later, y'all.
Good night, everyone.
All right, family.